Outside there was a roar, a crash and a splash. They all knew that the Holy Land would soon be unsafe. You can leave. Long Qingxia's sword eyebrows wrinkled slightly, and watched Yunwu blink in the direction of Xiaoqiu. She looked along the direction of Dragon's Evil, only to see the border emitting bursts of golden light. The movement inside the border began to be restless. Of course, this can only be felt by Cloud Dance. Is it going to break through the border? The Cloud Dance star's eyes skimmed and pondered, and removed the boundary. At the moment when the boundary disappeared, everyone looked at the little stink in the boundary, which was an unacceptable appearance. Is it in human form? Shangguan stuttered at the figures in the air, as if he saw something unacceptable. In the sky, the little stink of golden phoenix feather had disappeared, and was replaced by a handsome young man in a silver robe. The handsome boy looked at the crowd curiously, and finally put his eyes on Yunwu. As soon as his white teeth were exposed, he came flying. Mama! People look at the young man with cloud dancing neck, and then look at the dark face of the dragon. Cloud Dance face a black, quietly will be small stink in the body pulled down. In the shock to restore the usual indifference, cold way. How old are you, intelligence? The crowd fell to the ground. Small Stinky puzzled, staring round Gula's eyes, thinking, I don't know. Then he grinned and said, Mama. Then he wanted to dance with the clouds, but he was blocked by an ape. We don't have a son yet. Dragon Qingxia drags Cloud Dance into his arms, with a warning in his eyes. Who are you? Let go of Mama. Little Stinky tugs at the clouds. Do you mind if I do? Dragon Qingxia dances in the clouds and smiles. The danger in the smile is obvious. Cloud Dance face a black, they two fight, is another trouble. This little stink looks pretty and has big eyes. He looks like a carefree and bright young man. But when his IQ is still small stink, what kind of thing is that? No evolution, okay? Originally, I just had a pet son, but now it's okay. Here comes a real son who is taller than her. Let's have a look at the dragon with a warning smile on his face. It's dark, I have something else to do. Go back to Jiejia first, and discuss your problems when you have time. Looking at the two people with big eyes and small eyes, Cloud Dance's eyes pass by a trace of urgency quietly. Take advantage of the fact that things are not irreparable. Get one first. Mama. Little Stinky nodded with a smile. His white teeth were as bright as diamonds. His big eyes were a crack with a smile. His thick eyes were slightly bent up, and his smile was more brilliant than the sun. Cloud Dance helps the forehead. Is a demon again. Who will take it? The next second, the little Stinky figure shakes and flies up in the air. At the moment when the phoenix appeared, the whole space was like a golden palace, shining with gold everywhere, as if every stone crack could emit gold. And the noumenon of Little Stink is actually very few golden wings. Within the Phoenix clan there was a mess, and the screams continued. As long as you belong to the Beast Gate, you can stay here and live. Promise them. It depends on how you decide whether the Phoenix clan can exist. Feng Huang was dressed in red, but she said she would rather die than follow. You have already become their running dog. The Feng Huang people would rather die than let them do whatever they want. Get them out of here. Suddenly, the golden light suddenly appeared in the sky of the Phoenix nationality, with the Holy Land as the center, radiating around. All of a sudden, the Phoenix family seems to be plated with a layer of gold film, and its vision is hazy, just like illusion. Whether it is living or dead, it seems to be exultant. The withered leaves rustle, the blood-stained grass hold their heads high, the cut branches swaying in the wind, as if they had life. It's Yao Huang, it's really the patron saint. Work hard, kill them, protect Yao Huang, protect the Phoenix family. The bloody battle began. In the Holy Land, Yunwu looks at the little stink that has changed so much and appears in horror. Is this little thing really the pure blood demon Huang that the priest said? Mama. A soft call, make Cloud Dance instantly back to God. Forced to bear the appearance of shaking, mind a turn, the small stink back to space. It's really golden blood. Moen looks at the little stink in the air and looks dull again. Phoenix's most noble blood, pure blood demon Huang with golden blood. Is it really him? Well, go out and have a look. Cloud Dance glanced at a few people. A swept body disappeared in the space. The purpose of the Beast Gate is to release the Dark Beast. If they enter the Holy Land and release the Dark Beast, the Phoenix clan will not be able to protect it. Just when Yunwu's several people arrived at the battle site, the scene in front of them surprised everyone. It's actually a fight between the Phoenix people and the Beast men, standing on one side, like watching a play. Stop it all! As soon as Emoan's figure was swept away, he stood between the two people who were fighting. With a wave of his hand, he separated the two groups in an instant. Do you know what you're doing? The crowd turned red. When they saw the dark desert, they still stopped. They all held weapons and did not speak. There was still blood dripping in the sky. Brother, everyone has his own purpose. You can't control their thoughts. Feng Huangnu stood aside, saw the desert dark, mouth with a smile, look empty and indifferent. Shut up, Emoan roared angrily, and his eyes were angry. You are the saint of the Phoenix family. You took the lead in the riot. I knew I shouldn't have let you out at the beginning. Your Highness, we have received the grace of the saints. We will only be loyal to the saints in our lifetime, but we will never be loyal to them. One of the Fenghuang people pointed to the people of the 10,000 Beast Gate, and then looked at another group of Fenghuang people. If you dare to hurt the saint, we will not give up, but if they dare to hurt the Fenghuang people, they can't let go. Cloud Dance sneers and raises the corner of his mouth. It's really lively. It's still chaotic when cutting. Long Qingxie agreed to nod, and then the golden eyes looked at the Cloud Dance with a smile. Extremely evil. Dare their patron saint let it out, make things more interesting? Smell speech, Cloud Dance hang mao to meditate shun, glanced at him one eye sneer have what dare not. Her heart read a move, directly put out the small stink. Suddenly, the golden light appeared again, and the whole Phoenix family was shrouded in the golden haze. It's guarding Yao Huang. In the crowd, a voice of surprise called out. The Phoenix people look at the little stink and look shocked. The golden blood, which has never appeared in 1,000 years, actually appears now. Little Smelly ignored the surprised eyes of those people, and could only let the Cloud Dance in his eyes. Numb. Here Cloud Dance is called a facial expression dark. Their here foot of facial expression gloomy. Son, it's my son. Feng Huangnu looked at Xiaoqiu, mixed with sadness and joy, jumped in the air, swept to Xiaoqiu's side, and said excitedly, Son, is it really you? Small Stinky suspicious looking up and down Feng Huangnu. Stranges did not push away. Ignore her, probably this is the blood thick and water affection induction. But his attitude to Feng Huangnu is far less than his kindness to Yunwu. In the crowd, people heard Feng Huangnu calling for her son. They couldn't believe it. It was the noble blood of gold. How could it be the son of a saint? How can she be the descendant of the dark beast? How can she become the patron saint of our Phoenix family? What kind of dark beast in their place? He is as noble as us, and is called the dark beast. Is it reasonable to have such blood? We Phoenix clan and they have no intersection, also can't have intersection. Evil beast is evil beast, the offspring of evil beast can't stay. Yes, you can't stay. All the crusades cover up all the justice, and all the spearheads seem to point at Xiaoqiu for a moment. Even Yunwu's eyes on Xiaoqiu have changed. Do you hear that? He's the son of Phoenix and the dark beast. Shengguan looked at Xiaoqiu with indescribable admiration. It's really a wonderful blood. I'm not deaf. Cloud Dance Light glanced at him one eye, then looked at the dragon to pour evil. You said put it out. The next result you can expect? No one could have imagined that the pure blood demon Huang of the Phoenix family appeared, and someone wanted to kill her. This was unexpected at the beginning. Although he knows that there are dark lineages in Xiao Smelly's body, those dark lineages have been washed by the holy fire pool, and now they are pure Phoenix's golden blood. Who knows, they can't do that. Some narcissistic and self-confident demon shakes his head like a god. He has miscalculated. Next we should change places. Long Qingxia's sword eyebrow is picked, and his smile makes Yunwu feel uncomfortable. As soon as the dragon's evil words were finished, the eyes of all the Fenghuang people turned to them. Then a sentence let them fall into the situation of jumping into the Yellow River. Thank you for your guidance. Otherwise you can't win the Phoenix clan so easily. The patriarch will thank you. Cloud Dance. I said, do you have good brains? It's really troublesome for us to destroy you Phoenix clan. Why don't we just use him? Shangguan yelled at the Phoenix people. I don't understand the simple reason. Is it really small? No matter why, they controlled my son, otherwise he would not be with a group of human beings. Now that he is safe, he must kill them and avenge the humiliation of the Phoenix clan. Feng Huang pointed to Yunwu, said the anger sonorous, as if she really kidnapped the little stink. God knows, she has always refused little stink. There's nothing wrong with his blood. In this case, we'll kill these hypocritical human beings first, and then deal with the affairs within the clan. After that, a group of people will dance to the clouds, and they will start. Emoan's face was gloomy, and his palm made a stop sign. Wait. Your Highness, do you really believe in these people? One of them felt that Emoan was bewitched by cloud dance, and began to question his next decision. Don't hurt me. Small stinky mouth spits out fire, angry roar, but IQ is a little anxious, threat is not enough. I'm your mother. Feng Huang looks at Xiaoqiu, looks sad, then stares at Yunwu angrily. I'll kill you. Suddenly, the phantom of the phoenix came, and the roaring wings were very sharp. The phoenix people who trusted Feng Huangnu, seeing her dealing with Yunwu, yelled, kill these human beings, and the descendants of the dark beast can't keep them. Half of the people attacked several people in Chaoyun dance, and the other half attacked Xiaoqiu. Within 4 weeks, they were blocked. That's the patron saint of the Phoenix family. Whoever moves will die. At the command of Emoan, the Fenghuang people who followed his orders immediately launched a guard offensive. Cloud Dance Phoenix Mao 1 Mi, this circumstance cannot do very well. One force is powerful, and the other 2 forces are scattered dregs. If you look at the people of the beast sect who are still watching, you can see the undercurrent surging. Fenghuang, should all those who stop you be killed? Don't forget, they killed your son. The voice of the man in the black robe echoed in the space, full of bewitching. Cloud Dance frown is Gu. Generally speaking, the Phoenix clan is divided into 2 groups. One group obeys Emoan's protection of Xiaoqiu, while the other group listens to Fenghuang and kills Xiaoqiu. Fenghuang is involved in it and can't help it. But the goal of the people of the Beast Gate is not on them. They are staring at Yunwu all the time, looking at the covetous 10,000 beast men, looking at the whole Phoenix people who gave orders to kill them. The cloud danced and the eyes were cold. A bunch of pig brains. Let's go. The clouds are dancing and the voice is cold. That's it. Shangguan looked at the confused crowd and thought he had heard wrong. Or are you waiting to be besieged by the 2 major forces? And then a battle of exhaustion? Cloud Dance glanced at him indifferently, and his voice was cold. Smell speech. The upper official mouth corner twitches for a while. The pain on the body has not been alleviated when fighting with 10,000 Beast Gate now. In the battle abnormal, estimate the whole person is useless. Kill them. A shout. No matter want to kill small stink or protect small stink of the Phoenix people. All the spearhead at Yunwu a few people. Directly kill. Yunwu's forehead wrinkled and glanced at the little stink that was still struggling. In his eyes he thought for a moment. One of them disappeared in front of the crowd, followed by several others. Stop chasing me. Emoan looked at the disappearing cloud dance and gave a low roar. Now most of the Fenghuang people, like Feng Huangnu, are bewitched by the beast sect. They can't tell whether they are friends or enemies. If they don't stop them, I said let them go. The Mo dark tone is extremely cold. Looking back to stare one eye to still want to talk that person. They all looked at each other, and said nothing more. Emoan glances at the people of the Beast Gate. His eyes are cold, but there is no way. I'm afraid the once-in-a-thousand-year riot of the Phoenix clan can't be calmed down by himself. It's up to them. He looks at the direction where the clouds are disappearing and ponders a little. The bear of the Beast Gate watched the cloud dance leave. And his look was not different, as if everything was in their expectation. The leader went to Feng Huangnu and said, Feng Huangnu, now your son has come back, but he still doesn't want to admit you. Do you want to know why? Why? Feng Huang heard his words, and a trace of pain passed in her eyes. Because it has a contract with human beings. As long as the contract is destroyed, it will come back to you. This words Feng Huang knew originally sad eyes instantly become some empty, dull, finally into nod. Seeing Feng Huang's appearance, the beast people's satisfied smile appeared. Then they looked at the phoenix people. Your patron saint, I'll help you to come back. I'll kill you or stay. I'll do it myself. The crowd murmured, discussing the meaning of his words. Do you think we can let you go? One of them looked at the beast man fiercely. Ha ha ha, can we pass it? We are not has the final say. The arrogant voice reverberated in the air. And those beast men disappeared in the same place like ghosts. Just when the Feng Huang people were going to chase them, Feng Huang stood in front of them, her eyes were sharp and indifferent, and said, I see who dares to go. The crowd frowned slightly. For a moment, they seemed to find something. Saint, even if we don't care about those human beings, it can't stay. We must kill him. Everyone protect Yahuang with me. A battle of killing and protecting has begun. Hidden in a corner of the black-robed people looking at this scene, cold smile emerged. Just keep this fight has continued. In a desolate mountain, a few barren mountains are indistinctly visible. Occasionally, there are several dead trees with fallen leaves. A whirlwind sweeps by, and the air around them is strange. Do you think these people are stupid? Shengguan looked at no one coming after him. He took a deep breath and opened his mouth in depression. What can we do without killing them? Mengbai nodded helplessly. The Dark Beast family and the Phoenix family are old enemies, but the two families are combined to have children. Half of them are dark blood, and the others are light blood. Do you want to kill or stay? If you keep it, if he inherits the nature of the Dark Beast, the Phoenix will suffer. If you kill him, he will be the patron saint of the Phoenix. It's really a difficult problem. But the most difficult thing is the appearance of the Beast Gate. Xiaowu, guess what the Beast Gate should do now? Situlan dances in the clouds, picking his eyebrows and pointing a little. Cloud Dance droops eyes to sneer. This still need to ask? Disturbing the Phoenix is just an episode. Releasing the Dark Beast is their goal. Once the Dark Beast comes out, they can't leave any of them and the Phoenix. Thinking of this, a trace of worry passed between her eyebrows. If the Dark Holy Beast was really bewitched by the Beast Gate and pursued them, it would be over. Bang! In the distance, there was a huge dull sound. Several people take a look. Pupil Mao and all show surprised look. Am I right? The first one to speak is Shengguan. What time is this? Mengbai held out a finger. 1. That means you're right. Mengbai looked at the distance and said without thinking. Cloud Dance and Dragon Qing Evil looking at a scene in the distance. The same sharp eyes with a trace of horror. In the distance, the huge mountain peak broke away from the middle, and was falling to both sides in an inverted 8 shape. What surprised them more was that the trace that split from the middle was as if it had been carved by a knife. It was as smooth as a polished stone wall without any defect. In the distance, the hazy wind sweeping the dust is coming rapidly, and the clouds can feel the strange power of the wind. Her eyes shrink. That's it. Get away from it. She called out. In the second after her voice fell, the hurricane passed quickly, like a blade flat. Looking back, half of the dead wood that used to stand well behind them has been cut off. If you look around, everything beyond that distance has been cut off. A wind that even the mountain peak can be cut off with no effort. What a strange power. What is that? Nangongyi looks at the destructive wind that is still destroying, and frowns. That power is absolutely hard to contend with. The answer you want to know should be there. Yinwu looks at the mountain cut off in the distance. Her sharp eyes pass a sneer. At that moment, she sees a shadow. Although she is not sure whether it is a human shadow, it is definitely not an illusion. She wanted to see what the shadow wanted to do. I don't know if I can come up again after I go in. Long Qingxia looks at the gap of the mountain peak and glances at the Cloud Dance with a smile. The tone of the words is very strange. You know you're not going to come, are you? Cloud Dance back to his calm smile. And then look at the mountain again, smile cold. Even if they don't go there and turn around, she believes that it's easier to get in than to get out. Then go and have a look. If you don't like it, you'll be flat. If you don't like it, you'll be killed. Shengguan mouth uninhibited raised. The strange atmosphere around, they all feel that it is a demonstration, is a threat, is naked, did not give them any retreat. after leaving the human world. It seems that I haven't felt like giving my life to God for a long time, and killing at will with my life. Situ Lam pressed a few fingers. Junlang's smile concealed the ruthless indifference. Long Qingxia nodded in agreement, and then circled the willow waist dancing in the clouds. All the way forward, the corner of his mouth was full of charm. Little thing, just that thing is the phantom, one phantom is the sand. 10 ghosts have power, just those powers, there should be hundreds of ghosts, if not so many, it's not easy to do. Phantom, as the saying goes, ghost. The shadow was not only seen by Yunwu, but also by Longqingxi. Of course Yunwu knows what he means. If there are not so many ghosts in it, the power of that one will make them deal with it seriously. In the wind filled with dust, there was a trace of mystery and gloom, flying in the ears of several people, like saying something and crying something. Several people cautiously walked to the cut mountain peak. Under the crack, there was only a hole more than 1 person wide. Looking along the hole, there was no light. Yunwu and Longqingxi look at each other. They all know that if they go down, life and death will be unknown. Now that they all appear, why do you dare not appear stealthily? The cloud danced around the mountain. There was a flame in his eyes, but it was cold and angry. It seems that this mountain peak has been desolate for hundreds of years, so few people pass by. Why is there such a strange place hidden here? If you know that you can't leave, why don't you come down and find out? With a smile of banter, it came out in the cave. The sound was like 1,000 years of quiet Tan Shui. Suddenly someone threw a stone on that side. It was a crisp but memorable old sound. Cloud dance willow eyebrow a bend, slightly drooping eyes dark turnaround. Suddenly slightly lift eyes. I ground across a trace of surprise and danger. Looking back at Long Qingxia is also looking at her. It is still the familiar evil smile, and the lazy evil look. He will not miss the problems she found. This is a boundary of space, an ancient boundary isolated from the world. The dragon scroll gave her a message. This border is a border left by people in ancient times. It's to imprison the people inside to death. This border uses the elements of heaven and earth. If it's not the top summoner, no one can open it. There's only one way to die. It should be the man who was imprisoned thousands of years ago, but the man is dead, and only a wisp of ghost is still floating. As a ghost, he can't escape the boundary. Why aren't you worried at all? Cloud Dance is curious. Long Qingxia knows their current situation. Why they don't look abnormal at all. The dragon tilts evil spirit to smile. Lazy thin lip stirs up radiant. Dotes to drown of look to her. Worry also have no use. And you discover his that second, we entered this boundary. Cloud Dance surprised, she actually found out now. Is there any way to break it? Cloud Dance looks at the dragon. Break it? There was a surprise query in the cave, followed by a burst of laughter. If you can break the barrier, I will do whatever you want me to do. Oh, Cloud Dance disdains to sneer. What can a ghost do? There was a silent silence in the cave, with a sound of heartbreak. I can't do anything, but I know a lot more than you do. Can this attract you? Cloud Dance sneer again. Even this border do not know how to break. Dare to say you know more? Inside the cave, the sound of heart beating came, obviously a little impatient. Can you think of a way to crack it? No way. She's telling the truth. It's obvious that she can't break the barrier. Well, you don't want to let me out? The voice became a little surly. It was obviously infuriated by Yunwu's words. The next second, it turned into a voice of schadenfreude. If you can't let me out, you can only stay here with me. After many years, a few ghosts will be able to play mahjong together. Smell speech, Cloud Dance facial expression slightly a change. He is to want to open. Ah, you've become a ghost, and you want us to accompany you. Do you believe me to drive you out of your wits? Shengguan is not willing. This is a naked threat. Yunwu gives Shengguan a look of appreciation, but Shengguan looks at her with a strange look. Shua. A gust of wind passed by, and several other people didn't want to hide when they saw this scene. Only Shengguan jumped to one side, but was hit by the wind on the other side, and the whole person flew out. Lying trough! Shengguan scolded, patted the dust on his body and roared. Why are you okay? Everyone's eyes looked at him calmly without any sympathy. Little girl, will you open the border for me or not? Or you'll be next. In the cave, with a hint of irony, the voice came again. The cloud dances languidly to fold up double eyes. The eye-ground light is dark some then pale some, finally special doubt way. You say you a ghost, want to free to do what? His response was an irrefutable silence. After a long time, a sigh came from the cave. I thought you were a summoner and could help me go out. Now your words wake me up. Since I'm useless to go out, it's better to stay with me and have fun. Then we'll go down and stay with you. The cloud dances, the corners of his mouth are twinkling, and a smile of calculation emerges. He jumps and falls into the dark cave, followed by Long Qingxia and others. The wind force that the man just used was absolutely not driven by ordinary force. She always felt that there was some special connection between the wind force and the heart of wind force. Although she didn't know what it was absolutely the right choice to go down and see the ghost. Hurricane whistling in the ear, clothes clank, determined voice constantly tearing messy, they have reached the bottom of the hole. Quiet. It's the same feeling they've had since they came down. There are the gloomy in the ancient tombs, the quiet of the millennium-old Tam, and the cool of the hurricane cliff. How dare you jump down? Cloud dance is to explore around with mental force, did not find the ghost, but found a tomb that shocked her. Who are you? Frowned a willow eyebrow, the eye ground flits a silk vigilance. Ha ha ha. A burst of harsh laughter reverberated in this space, so that everyone immediately sealed the eardrum with strength. Little girl, come in here, I will satisfy all your doubts, but these messages will stay here forever. He means he'll make her understand? She sneered. How many people want to take her life? How many more people can take it? However, if this can help him to solve her doubts, it is also a sure way to make money. You have your scheme and I have my scheme. Let's see who uses it. Let's clear our first doubt. Who are you? Shangguan walked around and asked casually. He always felt that there was a kind of gloomy feeling, some familiar and some strange. I'm the 9th priest of the Phoenix clan. When you talk, can you show up? Cloud dance frowns so it looks like it's really talking to a ghost. Suddenly, in the dim space, a figure appeared, like a ghost, but only wearing a white robe. Do you feel that you are not abrupt enough? The 9th priest? That must have been 1,000 years ago. Long Qingxia's golden eyes sank down the road. The man nodded, looking at a strange appreciation in his eyes. It seems that you still know about the Phoenix family. I was imprisoned here 1,000 years ago. Did the Phoenix family have any great changes 1,000 years ago? Situlan's hands encircled his chest. In this space he found several obvious cracks, which should be caused by the impact of huge forces. If it wasn't for the traces of fighting, it would never appear this form. Boy, you're right. As soon as the old man's figure floated and disappeared, he had already come to the front of the clouds. Do you want to hear about things thousands of years ago? Cloud Dance glanced at him, cold and proud. Love to say not to say. She concluded that if he didn't say it, he would feel sick. I don't want to hear what I have to say. Ghost Ain, appear again but don't know where to fall. Thousands of years ago, there was a fierce battle between the Phoenix family and the Dark Evil Beast family. Almost the whole family of the Dark Evil Beast family was destroyed, and there were only a few left of the Phoenix family. The guardian god died, the Phoenix family was destroyed, and I was also imprisoned. When it comes to the past, his tone is extraordinarily calm, but Yunwu hears a trace of loneliness in it. You can imagine what a bloody game it was, the power of the Dark Beast. She felt that the Phoenix clan could eliminate all the Dark clan, leaving only one Dark Beast, which also paid too much. With the disappearance of the patron saint, the imprisonment of the priests and the destruction of the old nest, the Phoenix clan thousands of years ago should have been disintegrated, and now it is admirable to be able to return to such a noble status. It's a pity that if we don't stop what's going to happen now, the Phoenix family will repeat the mistakes of 1,000 years ago. Why are you telling us that? Cloud Dance finally found the shadow in the corner, some puzzled asked. Although she wanted to know about these things, she didn't ask. He volunteered to say them, but she didn't quite understand. Why did she take the initiative to mention the previous things to her? These things have been in my heart for thousands of years. Now I finally meet people. How can I not tell others about them? So that's the reason he wanted to tell her, simple and rude. When everyone relaxed their vigilance, a pig-like roar came from the distance. Cloud Dance looks back, looking at the figure of Shangguan running away at top speed. Willow eyebrow twists slightly. Pinched by ghost. There's only one ghost here. Where's the ghost coming from? It's not a ghost. It's something more terrifying than a ghost. Shangguan jumped up to Yunwu and touched his arm. His expression was more terrible than seeing ghosts. Cloud Dance suspiciously glances at him, glances at the direction of Shangguan's running out. As soon as the figure sweeps, it goes in that direction. Little girl, you can't get in there. The ghosts flash, instantly block in the cloud around. If you want me to be here with you, can you defend me every day? Cloud Dance pick eyebrows slightly provocative. The old ghost's expression was distorted, and his figure was hidden, making way for Yunwu. Let Weifu have a look. Without waiting for Yunwu to get up, a white figure had already floated in. Looking at the white figure, Yunwu picked his mouth slightly and followed him closely. And the rest of those people and that old devil opened up contact. The specific content should be about the heart of the wind. When Yunwu saw the evil figure of dragon again, he stood motionless at the door of a stone room, as if he was looking at something interesting. I'm so absorbed in it that there's not a naked beauty in it, is there? Cloud Dance a smile. Smile more than a trace of expectations. Naked beauty is not as good as you. Long Qingxia turned around and fished Cloud Dance into his arms. Yu said, it's not as good as your naked appearance. Go to hell. Cloud Dance took the opportunity to give him a heavy fist. Think of the naked was he saw all over. She was angry not to hit a place, this evil. In the quiet chamber of secrets, the only bright place in the cave, the light just like the snow-covered crystal, just like the pouring of silver moonlight, only lit up the small chamber of secrets. When she saw the scene in the stone room, although not as exaggerated as Shangguan, she was also shocked. In the stone chamber, there are 2 blue stone coffins and a pile of white bones, as well as 2 non-rotten corpses. One has a bronze dagger in his heart, and the other is strangled by silver wire around his neck. Those white bones are all human skulls and body parts, one by one skulls, in the bright light, especially strange and gloomy. There seems to be something special about this coffin. Long Qingxia looked at the coffin with his eyebrows. The coffin was surrounded by green awns, like the spiritual power of the coffin itself. Yunwu looked at the coffin with a red flame phoenix tattooed on it, but she felt as if she had seen the shape of the phoenix somewhere. And there was a line written on the side of the coffin. The tomb of the guardian god of the beast family. The patron saint of the phoenix family? Yunwu was a little surprised that the tomb of Phoenix guardian god was here. Was she also imprisoned here? Suddenly, her eyes were attracted by a bright pearl. The light in the whole stone room seemed to be illuminated by it. At this time, the golden light of the dragon in my mind reappears. The specific function of the pearl is not recorded. Is there anything else that is not recorded in detail? Jilingzu, it sounds like it's very powerful. It's only used for lighting here. Isn't it a bit wasteful? Looking back at the dragon, Yunwu picks his eyebrows. A trace of gloom passes through his golden eyes, and then he nods. He found the abnormal Cloud Dance in the fundus of his eyes, but as he didn't find it, he resolutely extended his magic hand to the pearl, which was slow and tormenting. Don't touch it. A very angry roar rang out. After Yunwu got the Julingzhu, the old ghost looked at the Julingzhu in Yunwu's hand, looking dull. You. Cloud Dance looking at the hand suddenly bright unusual move of gather spirit bead, tiny CU eyebrow. You what? Julingzhu came into her hands, and seemed to be a little restless. The bright light just now was a little hot. She felt that the palm of her hand seemed to be burned by something. Throw it away. Ah. There was a rapid cry and a cry of pain. After 2 sharp voices, the stone chamber fell into a dead silence. Cloud Dance collapsed to the ground. Dragon Qing Evil will hold her in his arms. Golden eyes dark but with a smile of satisfaction. And the old man looked at the empty hands of Cloud Dancing, and his face was dull again. Little girl, do you want to kill me? Coma in the hazy, cloud dance seems to hear the old ghost in her ear constantly creak crooked, while complaining while resentment. A moment also does not stop. It seems that he is saying something. This bead is his only hope to open the border. But his hope was now hers, though not her own. In the quiet stone room, occasionally a wind of the lunar calendar comes, blowing away the hair and stirring the clothes. The two figures stand opposite each other, a touch of strange, with the breath of killing, running back and forth. When did you find out? In the strange atmosphere, there was a chill of doubt. What you do is flawless, and what you say is flawless. The evil smile of the dragon is as dangerous as the poppy chestnut growing on the edge of a cliff. It can make people fall into hell in the next second. But you found out. Looking at the dragon Qingxia, the old ghost with a cold smile some ferocious. Where on earth did you find out? He didn't feel that there was something wrong with him. He found his disguise. People smell like people. Do you know what you smell like? A touch of cold voice, such as winter frost swept. Hypocritical, shameless, disgusting taste. Cloud dance looking at the old ghost, the corner of the mouth yawn with a sneer. On this point of acting, who do you think you can cheat? Speaking of acting, her acting is not bad. Ha ha ha. The old ghost raised a smile and cried. Now that you have found out, I won't play with you. If you don't want to die here, open the border. Little thing, now the fate of all people is in your hands. You are the master. Dragon Qing evil Feng I a hook, extremely frightening heart and spleen, the tone of speech but no joke. Cloud dance smile jawhead, of course she knows, now she is the master. Looking back at the old ghost, she thought coldly, before opening the border, I still have a few questions to ask. I'm satisfied with what I can answer. If I leave together, I can't be satisfied. We don't mind playing with you. Smell speech, the old ghost ferocious face a een creeps. After silence for a while, still compromise. Then you ask after asking, if you still want to play any tricks, I will deal with you one by one. Cloud dance a smile. Smile is full of irony. Jilingdan is the only power belonging to the summoner. Only the summoner can use its own spiritual power, and it will only let the summoner be the master. This should be the reason why the old ghost brought her in. Originally, he wanted to cheat her out of her trust. First he opened the border, and then he cleaned up some of them. Unexpectedly, after she entered the stone room, she found everything. He wanted to let her eat the Jilingdan, but he was afraid that he could not make sure of her. She hesitated all the time, so she pushed the boat with the current, helped him make a choice, and controlled the dominant power. Ever heard of the heart of the wind? When the old ghost heard that Yunwu mentioned the heart of wind, his face turned to one side. Now his face was full of convulsions. How do you know the heart of the wind? The old ghost stares at Yunwu with fierce eyes. You just need to know that you'll never get out of here without me. Cloud dance picks eyebrows. He does not have the right to ask her questions now. The old ghost glared at Yunwu and said in a cruel voice. The heart of the wind is the sacred thing of the phoenix people thousands of years ago. It disappeared in the war thousands of years ago. Whoever owned it? Cloud dance tiny squint eyes son. Stare at the old ghost's expression for a moment not instantaneous. After she asked, the old ghost's face slightly changed. That instant she knew the answer. Are you right? The old ghost bowed his head, and remained silent for a long time. Finally he nodded. She guessed right. The strong wind that cut off the mountains and dead trees was the power of the heart of the wind, which was why she knew the danger, and wanted to jump down. What the hell is that? Why do you have so many questions? The old ghost's face suddenly looks up and stares at the clouds. His face is very twisted. His eyes are blood red and exude strange blood color. His face is as thin as a skeleton. His eyes are tightly sunken and his tusks are protruding. If she were a normal person, she would have lost her soul. Unfortunately, she is not a normal person. Do you answer or not? Old ghost Canthus Fang's eyes fierce. It seems to have nearly collapsed, but still forced to endure under the anger, is a kind of control of wind crystal things. What is Fengning crystal? Cloud dance frowns. I have never heard of it. There are many elements in the wind. Fengming crystal is one of the purest elements. It's the witchcraft of the ancient Phoenix people. You don't understand it. Please open the border to me. The old ghost roared violently, and the whole cave trembled faintly. The constant echo of the ghost's cry made Yunwu feel that the voice of the ghost was really so desolate. Even an angry and violent old ghost, if I understand, I still need you to say, be specific. Cloud Dance's eyes are cold, and a pair of purple pupils stare at the old ghost, which looks strange in the dark. The dark smell of the body is winding around. The long hair is slowly drifting away. The danger is amazing, the bloodthirsty is cold. The old ghost looks at this scene, unconsciously shivers, this feeling. How do you think she is the real ghost? The old ghost's fierce anger unexpectedly unconsciously retreated, and finally completely lost its momentum. Like farming beans, it is a good idea to extract the essence of beans. The heart of the wind can extract the essence of the wind, and make it urgent. The old ghost's tone became flat, and explained patiently. Cloud Dance slightly jawhead, purple pupil eyes in the faint burning of a cluster of flame. Danger burned to the old ghost. Where's my friend? In another chamber. The old ghost bowed his head respectfully and glanced at Yunwu. He thought she would be angry and fly him away, but she nodded very quietly. Yunwu regains its momentum and recovers its usual indifference. The heart of wind has disappeared thousands of years ago. No wonder we haven't heard its whereabouts all the time. It's troublesome to find something lost thousands of years ago. Did it make the boundary? Dragon Qingxia looked at one of the blue stone coffins, stroked the phoenix totem seal on it, and asked thoughtfully, besides him, who else has the ability to die with me? Looking at the blue stone coffin, the old ghost looked ferocious for a moment, then strangely showed an ugly smile. But he died. I still have a little consciousness, or he lost. Long Qingxia's golden eyes were slightly astringent, and his thin lips were slightly picked up. The priest of the Phoenix family, betraying the Phoenix family, getting this end, is really too light. In a word, two people were surprised. You mean he? Cloud Dance's eyes changed slightly. What are you talking about? The old ghost's voice became angry. The evil looking back at the old ghost, step by step toward him, the old ghost step by step back. Golden eyes with a trace of killing flame. At that moment, the dragon is strange. I mean you lost. Dragon Qingxia suddenly stopped, laughing chilly. You. The old ghost seemed to see something unbelievable, and his whole body could not help shaking slightly. Are you all right? Yunwu walks to Longqingxi with cool eyes. At this moment, Longqingxi is really weird. If it wasn't for the familiar smell, she would really think that he was possessed by something. Long Qingxia put away his strange look and danced to the clouds with a charming smile. Little thing, are you scared by Wei Fu? Hold for your husband. She was wrong to worry about him. Long Qingxia put the cloud dance in her arms, the thin lips of evil spirit on her neck, and a trace of ambiguous atmosphere lit up the whole stone room in an instant. The old ghost couldn't help parting his head when he saw this scene. At that moment, a strange radiance appeared between the dragon's evil lips. The thin lips opened slightly in her ear, and the next second had restored the ambiguity. Get out of here. Yunwu pushes the dragon away, arranges his clothes unnaturally, leaves him cold and stays in front of the blue stone coffin. The old ghost laughs at this scene, and then looks at the cloud dance behind Long Qingxia. Young is good, little girl, you know what you want to know. It's time to open the border for me? Because the location of Long Qingxia Station just blocks the sight of the old ghost. The old ghost can't see the shadow of cloud dance. The border is open. Do you need a corpse to live? Whose body do you want? The indifferent voice rang from behind the dragon. The next second, the dragon moved 2 steps to the left. When the old ghost saw the cloud dance, his face suddenly changed, and his face suddenly became stiff. Yunwu was squatting in front of the sarcophagus of the patron saint of the Phoenix nationality, with a line of golden words on the sarcophagus. This is the boundary. The people in the boundary must be killed. The ghosts in the boundary must be destroyed. Yunwu stood up and drew a perfect curve at the corner of his mouth. Do you think I'll kill you or keep you? Otherwise, let's make a deal. Maybe I can promise not to kill you. What qualifications do you have to deal with me? Between the words, the figure of the old ghost on the opposite side is hidden. When he shows up again, his figure has doubled. The old ghost looked at the cloud dance and dragon poor evil, arrogantly looked up at the sky and laughed. The unreal shadow constantly changed position, for a while in the wall, for a while in the surface. It seemed that there was no place he could not go. Only outside the border. It doesn't matter if you don't agree. Cloud Dance lips a hook, got up and walked to a coffin, along with the situation lay down, looked up and down for a while, unexpectedly, and her body shape exactly match. Can't help but face a black. This is what rhythm. Then she gave a light smile, which was lazy. Kill me if you don't promise. There's no shortage of coffins here. Long Qingxia looks at the Cloud Dance, and some rogues lie on the coffin. There is a trace of helplessness in his eyes. This little thing, are you threatening me? A voice of great anger was aroused. Yes. Cloud Dance answers indifferently. The old ghost saw that Yunwu's answer was clean and neat. He was temporarily speechless. After a long time he could not bear to kill him and said, "Talk about the deal." Cloud Dance a turn over and sit, action neat domineering. Happy, tell me the whereabouts of the heart of the wind, other what I'll say. Old ghost a listen, the facial expression changed again. Cloud Dance help forehead, this old guy chameleon not become? This moment's effort has changed from frosted eggplant to tomato sauce. I tell you, can you really open the border and let me go? I said I would let you go and never break my promise. In the ancient battlefield thousands of years ago, that is, under the ground of the Phoenix clan, but the entrance is extremely secret and complex. If I can go out, I will take you. Cloud Dance slightly jawhead, lip angle enchanting radian lifted, jumped down the sarcophagus to the dragon, then looked outside in different way. You don't plan to come out? As her voice fell, several figures suddenly appeared outside the stone room. Looking at Nangong Yi and other 5 people, the old ghost regretfully glanced past a trace of horror, and then changed into a smiling face and said, "You guys wake up soon. Thanks to you, we just made a turn in this hole." Nangong Yi glances at the old ghost indifferently. His voice is warm and mellow, but with a trace of coldness. So you've all found out. Old devil, your IQ is really worrying. As a summoner, do you think you can do this trick well in front of her? Shangguan disdained sneer, looking at the old ghost Taiching face more happy. Good good. The old ghost nodded angrily. It seems that you are not going to untie the border? The solution is to solve it only after destroying you. Her lips a hook, black flame sword has appeared in the hand. The magic power of Zhu Lingzhu that she just swallowed has been mixed into her whole body. But it seems that the power can only burst out in a moment, so it can't be used to deal with this old ghost. It is clearly written on the sarcophagus that the Phoenix clan fought 1,000 years ago only because he colluded with the Dark Beast family, and helped the Dark Beast pass the border, which led to a 1,000-year catastrophe. In order to trap him, the patron saint of the Phoenix clan and several elders used their own strength to create the border. From then on, the old ghost was imprisoned for thousands of years, and they died with him in the border. As for the origin of these sarcophagus, she still couldn't understand. How could there be several sarcophagus in a closed border? Is it the old man's conscience? She felt that there was little possibility. I haven't been active for thousands of years. I'll have a good time with you today. The voice of Ainli resounds. The black shadow comes in an instant, the ferocity of thunder. The black flame dagger split the shadow into 2, but it didn't stop its speed. Damn it! Cloud Dance cursed. How could he forget that the old man could enter and leave the wall and floor at will? And how could he be cut off? Shwa! 2 flames light up the space. Cloud Dance's 2 palms ignited fire elements respectively, directly illuminating the shadow close at hand. Against the background of the fire, a cold and bloodthirsty smile emerges, especially creepy under the baptism of red light. Broken. Cloud Dance sneer, palm a wave. 2 fire phoenix rub ran toward the old ghost attack. You are empty, they are also empty, just see who is more powerful. Looking at the figure of the old ghost retreating abruptly, she laughed more bloodthirsty. Xiao Wu, what else do you want to talk to him about? It's time to solve it. Shengguan didn't know where to get an apple. He said while chewing it. Yes, little dance, so we don't have much appetite to see him. Situlon also ate the apple. Oh, looking at this old thing's ghost appearance, I really have no appetite. Do you want to help my husband? Behind him came the vague voice of Dragon Qingxia. Cloud Dance looks back, and her face turns black. She is fighting hard here with her. Where are they eating? Also a pair of IO flat IO beat expression. Eat without appetite? Get up and fight. As soon as she roared, the whole space seemed to hear the sound of gravel and dust falling to the ground. And the three people who were eating comfortably immediately stood up. With half an apple falling to the ground, the old ghost is immediately surrounded by 4 figures. Yunwu puts away the black flame sword and walks lazily to Nanganji and prays for the night. Let's go. As they passed by, Yunwu turned his eyes and swept away. The light at the entrance of the cave was dim and bright. Seeing her disappearing figure, Nangong Ichi looked at each other in the night and ran after her. Little girl, you said you would let me go. How dare you break your promise? The old ghost came with a quick roar. Cloud Dance's shallow laughter came in from the hole, extremely harmless. I said to let you go, they didn't say a few in other words. Even if I break my promise, so what? How can you be a man without faith? The old ghost's eyes were fierce and sharp. Yunwu agreed with him very much, nodded slightly. You can't be a man without faith. If the other party is also a person, you are a ghost, and I can only talk with ghosts. At the end of the speech, she did not stay any longer and disappeared at the entrance of the cave. Do well. Long Qingxia watched the Cloud Dance leave, took advantage of a gap to retreat from the array. The shadow rhythm suddenly disappeared. Long Qingxia, you're a black heart. Just the 3 of you. The old ghost, who was just struggling, began to feel proud after the dragon left. Shut up! 3 strokes of irresistible light suddenly lit up, shining directly through the ground above the surface. Yunwu looked at the strong light, and the radiance of his mouth rose. Bang! Ghost inlaid in the sound of the mud wall. The old ghost struggling a few body, also can't move a little. Why, how is that possible? The old ghost looks at the figure that 3 wipe leaves extremely quickly. The scarlet dim vision twinkles surprised. How can poof above the surface? Everyone has come together. The world above the Earth's surface is the same as the ordinary world, except that you can see the boundary inside and outside, but you can see nothing inside. On the contrary, you can penetrate here as if nothing happened. For example, in The Legend of People and Ghosts on TV, ghosts can see people, but people can't feel the existence of ghosts. Is a blow okay? Long Qingxia looked at the Cloud Dance and put away his lazy look. The only disadvantage of opening the border is that if the strength of the people who break the border is not as good as that of the people who make it, they will be twice as strong as themselves. The strength of the man who made the border is absolutely out of reach. Cloud Dance slightly jawhead plain smile. Don't try to see how to know. She can feel the power of Jilingzu. It should be no problem to open the border. Outside the border, the leaves all over the sky suddenly soared up, and the hanging limbs swayed constantly, leaving traces in the sky, as if telling something. Little stink. Yunwu looks at the distance and raises her eyes slightly. Although she should not feel the outside world in the border, she has a strong reaction to the little stink. Is that him? Open the border first. Nangong Yi's eyes are cool, and the insipidity of the fundus is covered by a trace of depth. What do you see? Praying for the night. Daimei lowered, and her ice eyes covered up a trace of complexity. He can have a premonition that there are no good things in general. He is a little prepared in his heart. It's better not to know. Cloud Dance Lianmao a smile. Can't help but see South Palace ET's a sentence. It's a joke, but it's also looking for some relief for the next thing. Can you predict the future? It's not a fortune teller. It's a fortune teller. Meng Bai sneered and couldn't help mending the knife. He is the son of the national master of the Zhou dynasty, who inherited his father's mantle. If he said you had blood disaster, you would never lose your life. Shangguan shakes his head. He has no culture on his face. It's terrible. Except for the 2 of them, the others all looked serious. Nanganji knows, Longqingxi knows, and Yunwu knows. Nanganji's premonition has always been closely related to her. The danger he foresees is the danger she will face. As early as the first time she saw him, she had already seen her ability of foreseeing. Suddenly, there was a strong silver light around Yunwu's body. The huge silver light whirlpool wrapped her tightly in it. The green silk was messy, the purple clothes were steep, and her eyes were cold and distant. The next second she closed her eyes slightly. Silver light suddenly stopped turning, hovered around her body, bit by bit into her skin, gradually absorbed. As time went by, she was like frost, white skin, silver, as if plated with a layer of silver frost, a hidden one, constantly burst absorption. At the moment when she opened her eyes, everyone was shocked, including the dragon. It's a pair of silver eyes that people can't look directly at, like the soul that can see through people, like the soul that can frighten people, can't look directly at. Bang! There was a huge rush. Six-Wipe figure was instantly hit by the huge momentum, until the body came into contact with the dead tree or stone block just stopped. Ba ba ba. Shangguan awkwardly got up in a pile of leaves, spitting out the leaves that he didn't want to come out of his mouth. He was dissatisfied and growled. Xiao Wu, can you pay attention next time, and want to kill us? Meng Bai in the fall of the moment into the body of mice, a head into the soil, but also no feeling. Nanganji and Kai skillfully transferred the momentum and were safe. And Dragon Qing Evil just retreated a few dozen steps, not a bit embarrassed, as if nothing had happened to resist the impact. 6 people looked at the purple figure in the distance, and the corners of their mouths were smiling with satisfaction. Shangguan extended a thumb to her. I'm really a summoner. But I don't know why, everyone feels that Yunwu's face is a little strange at the moment, Xiaowu. This face is not your own. See Tu Lanjun's eyebrows pick some ridicule. He actually saw a trace of panic and uneasiness on her face. Is it his illusion? After several acquaintances, Yunwu's face was still ugly and frightened. Only a few people realized that something was really wrong. How do you? Shangguan, a few words haven't export. That white purple figure suddenly dropped, instantly disappeared in the horizon. Little 5. Little dance. Suddenly, the white shadow like the wind, also disappeared in the blink of an eye on the horizon. Meng Bai, Situlan and Shangguan take a step back and feel a little relieved. Nangongi looks at the surface of the ground and takes a step back quietly. A thin and cool smile appears under the white yarn. Facing the wind, 2 figures embrace each other. White clouds and mists are hazy, flowers and grass are on both sides, butterflies fly, geese fly just like the most beautiful fairyland in the world. Little thing, I wish you could be so good forever. Dragon Qing Evil circle cloud waist, some cool thin lips attached to her ear, with a trace of charm. Looking at the top of the people who are greeting, mouth raised a smile. When I become disabled one day, I can do what you want. Yunwu can't help rolling his eyes. This guy's preference is different from that of normal people. He should like to give him an inflatable doll. The power of the Jilingdan is really strong. She uses herself as a container to gather the power of the Jilingdan, and then releases it all to open the border. However, she didn't expect that her body was paralyzed because she couldn't bear the sudden power. What she didn't expect was that there was a cliff under the boundary. Paralyzed and on a cliff. Can she not be frightened or sad? Feel better? Dragon Qing Evil attached to her ears, like silk around. A pair of eyes like the stars and the moon. Shining gently doting, such a pair of eyes, no matter who saw will fall into it. The wind blows, the skin is cool, but the heart is hot and dry. It's better that you stay away from me. Yunwu pretends to be indifferent and covers up her inner palpitations. Her immunity to this guy seems to be getting lower and lower now. Suddenly, on the cliff in mid-air, a sharp and manic force came towards them, and all the places where the power paths were raised to the ground. Dragon Qing Evil enchantment smile. You blush appearance, for husband seems to like more. The next second his golden eyes slightly heavy, thin lips dangerous smile. A wave of long sleeves, the strength rebounded, directly the flame of the phoenix in mid-air hit fly. In the blink of an eye, 2 people have been safe landing. After landing, Yunwu was almost able to stand, her cheeks flushed for a moment, and raised her eyes to stare at the dragon. Shameless. Mingming can come up soon, deliberately dragging Mama. The next second, a shadow of a person falls in the air, opens his broad chest, and pours directly at the cloud dance. Before the cloud dance reacts and refuses, he is dragged by a force of hegemony and falls into a familiar chest. My woman, only I have this right. Small Stinky angrily stares at the dragon to pour evil, Lo Wei. Let go of hemp. I'm the mother. The cloud dances, the eyes light sinks. Good familiar dialogue. She gently pushed the dragon away and looked back at Feng Huingve. Her eyes were thin and cool. What can I do for you? Son, tell her what we need from her. Feng Huingve holds the hand of little Stinky all the time, but little Stinky struggles all the time. Heard Feng Huingve asked him, he grinned, showing a row of white teeth. Do not want to answer. Because I want to numb. As soon as the words came out, one immediately turned black and the other immediately cheered. Cloud Dance lips outline a perfect radian. It's worth being called numb for so long. It's still very stance. I'm here to break the contract with you. Feng Huing's eyes were burning with anger. At the moment, a trace of Cloud Dance's smile was quite dazzling in her eyes. Rescind the contract? Cloud Dance willow eyebrow tiny pick, pupil mao instant then asterisk come down. A touch of dangerous sunlung ray swept out. Do you have this right? I'm his mother. Of course I have the right. Is it? Cloud Dance sneers. You say if we fight now, who will he help? Hearing the words, Feng Huingve suddenly kept silent, and then her tone became more fierce. You have always been the thorn in the flesh of the beast gate. Making a contract with my son can only drag him down. I don't allow you to drag him down. Are you not allowed, or are you not allowed by the beast gate? Cloud Dance pick eyebrows, eyes with irony. You. Feng Huingve wants to say and stop. No matter who it is, this contract must be rescinded. Cloud Dance slightly jawhead, then cold way. To terminate the contract can, but you have to know that at the beginning he was willing to contract with me. Now he must agree to terminate the contract. He agreed. Feng Huingve, obviously a little stunned, probably did not expect that it was the small Stinky initiative to ask for the contract. Son, break the contract and go back with your mother. Feng Huingve pulls Xiaoqiu and persuades him patiently, but Xiaoqiu looks at Yunwu all the time with a pure smile. Hearing Feng Huingve's words, Xiaoqiu immediately shook his head. No, I want numbness. Feng Huingve heard little Stink was not willing to terminate the contract, eyes a dull more shocked. Listen to mom. Mama. Stinky while Feng Huingve lax, quickly break free, ran to the Cloud Dance side. Extremely excited called her numb. Cloud Dance looks at the little Stink, a trace of softness passes in her eyes, and her lips are slightly crooked. His body is a sunny and handsome young man, but his mind is a child of 4 or 5 years old. And his IQ is about 10 years old. I really don't know how old he should be. Go back to your space, Hongling is still waiting for you. After hearing this, Xiaoqiu immediately grinned and nodded. In the past few days when he left Yunwu, he didn't show a smile. When he saw Yunwu, it seemed that the whole weather was fine. Cloud Dance heart read a move, small Stink then disappeared in front of Feng Huingve. Where have you got my son? Feng Huangnu denounced a roar. A rapid edge rub ran hit, residual shadow stay, Cloud sighed to avoid a blow. Looking at the crazy Feng Huingve, Yunfei also knows that as a mother, she wants to keep her son, but at least now Feng Huingve can't. Now she is under the control of the Beast Gate. It's the idea of the Beast Gate to chase and kill them. It's probably the temptation of the Beast Gate to let Xiaoqiu terminate the contract with her. Now to give Xiaoqiu to her is equal to giving him to the Beast Gate. She will never allow it. Feng Huingve, you keep asking for sons. Haven't you considered the Phoenix family? Now the Phoenix people want to kill him. Can you protect him? Shangguan finally couldn't help but remind her that this woman is actually poor. If she can help, it's a bit of virtue for the Beast Gate. I'll kill whoever hurts him. It doesn't matter if they are your people. The cloud dances, the lips open, and the satire emerges. Smell speech. The Phoenix goddess color a stay. Manic anger seems calm, eyes into a dark calm. Seems to be considering the words of Cloud Dance. Feng Huingve is under control. Striking while the iron is hot may wake her up. Your son's father, the dark beast, should be in Phoenix now. If you're right, the Beast Gate has released the Dark Beast while Feng Huingv is searching for them with a little stink. How can he is not? Feng Huingv's eyes sank, and she half believed Yunwu's words. Yunwu just smiles and questions her words. It seems that she has recovered some sense. In this way, things will be easier. If you don't believe it, let's go and see who you can trust. Feng Huingv nodded. Although her eyes were alert, she had no intention of killing in anger. I'll go with you for a while. If it's not what you said, I'll let you in and out. Cloud Dance Light glances at her one eye, then looks at the person behind. Go together? Of course. How can you leave Xiaowu alone? The Cloud dances the corner of the mouth to raise, tiny jawhead. Turn round to follow the Phoenix female to leave. Wait a minute. Nangongyi suddenly stops Yunwu. Cloud Dance looked back with a trace of doubt in her eyes. What's the matter? Under the white gauze, Nangongyi's estranged eyes look at her. It's all complicated. After a long time, he wants to talk but stops, and he doesn't know how to open his mouth. Yunwu's eyes narrowed slightly, and then said indifferently, it doesn't matter if you know what you can't retreat from, even if you take your life. After that, she turned and left. The purple robe, just like her unchanging habit and belief, made great efforts to reach the strongest point, become the person who controlled her own destiny, and become the woman who fought side by side with the man behind her. Nangong Iwei Chue Jun Mao, revealing a smile that is not easy to detect. He has extra worries. I've known her for a long time. What she wants to do, even if the knife rest is around her neck, she won't shrink back. Knowing that the heart of the wind is in the Phoenix clan, how can she leave and shrink back because of danger? Then it's not her. Warm and cool smile spread around the corner of the mouth, followed by purple figure disappeared in the distance. The road ahead is dangerous. It's guarding and protecting. His choice is only these two. The rest can only be left to Dragon Qingxia. Compared with his worries, he seemed to know her better. He didn't ask about the danger ahead or any reason. He just followed her and let her live freely according to her will. He tried his best to help her and fight with her at the most critical and dangerous time. Fighting hand in hand and caring far away are two different modes. Within the Phoenix family, the vast space is filled with darkness, like an endless black veil covering the whole Phoenix family. The stillness of death, the bloody killing, the repressed breath, the completely dark space, the endless forest cool, all the way to the edge of hell. Yunfei and his party came to the Phoenix family. Feng Huingv was completely stunned when she saw the dark space. It's really him, this dark breath, this arrogant release. In addition to him, there will be no second person. Not only she, but also Yunwu was very surprised to see this scene. The power of the dark beast was beyond estimation. In the Phoenix clan, most of the people who did not submit to the Beast Gate were imprisoned in an open place, squatting on the ground without dignity, and the Phoenix itself could not be revealed. They are the ones who want to kill your son, and they are the ones who drive your wife and children out of the Phoenix clan. They have been imprisoned for many years. Can you really swallow this breath? A dark-looking man in a black robe stood at the entrance of the stone palace, and said to it. On the wall of the stone palace, you can see a layer of black mist rising and circling. Cloud frowning, their own darkness can penetrate the wall. You can imagine how angry the dark beast is at the moment. Misty head on to obliteration. Not only that, I was imprisoned for a while, but my son was contracted by human beings. Is this the once noble dark clan? Rubbish. Seeing that the dark beast didn't answer, the man in black robe continued to speak, sarcastic and incisive, and his words were admirable. Remember to me that you are human too. In the stone palace, the dark beast finally spoke. That response is like a blade that has been covered with dust for thousands of years. Although the surface is dim, it is still a good weapon. If it doesn't come out, it is the smell of blood. Bang! With a loud noise, the gravel was flying like a meteor in the air. In the hazy, the stone palace was razed to the ground, and a dark body with darkness appeared in the hazy sight. Huge, bloodthirsty dark. All of a sudden, the whole dark Phoenix family is like the night, and the breath of darkness completely engulfs the day. This huge infection comes from the dark beast on the opposite side. What a terrible opponent. You have succeeded in arousing my anger. When the dark beast roars at the sky, dark clouds fill the sky, thunder and lightning, darkness and anger mingle, burning half of the sky. Suddenly, the dark beast suddenly looked back at the desert behind him. The scarlet eyes belonging to Warcraft were stained with blood. Where are they? Emoan said with a smile. You should find it yourself instead of asking me. Ah! A scream of death followed by a jiao call. Like a chicken, a phoenix clan was caught in the palm of his hand by the dark beast. The blood flowed along the arc of his hand. The arc was getting closer and smaller. Finally, the person in his hand was crushed and thrown on the ground. If you ask once and you don't get the answer you want, you can kill one. You don't have to say it. I'll allow it. That's arrogant. Shangguan looked at the dark beast and couldn't help sighing. See, now the Phoenix clan has been controlled by the Beast Gate, and he has also been instigated by the Beast Gate, and started to attack the Phoenix clan. Cloud Dance looking at Feng Huingv, kindly remind. Feng Huingv looked at the killed Fenghuang people. Her face was pale and she murmured, I'm really wrong. Cloud Dance sneers. It's your fault, and it's also the fault of the Beast Gate. It depends on whether you can correct it. She took out a pill from the space and handed it to Feng Huingv. The pill was developed by her Tuhiao, which was specially used to restrain the magic of 10,000 beasts. Feng Huingv didn't ask what it was. She took the pill and swallowed it. In her eyes, Yunwu now should be the only one she can trust. You are the only one who can stop him. Yunwu looks at the crazy and bloodthirsty dark beast, and a wave of waves sweeps through his eyes. Suddenly, the cloud danced and the look of his eyes changed. The next second, Guwu's broadsword swept out, cut the side straight, and jumped back to turn over. Looking at the black-robed man suddenly appeared in front of him. Yunwu's hand holding the black flame sword was slightly tight. I advise you to be honest and be obedient, otherwise. The black-robed man looked at the cloud dance, and the greedy look in his eyes flashed by. I want this woman. Yes, the people in black who were hiding around them answered in unison. You want her? Smell speech. Cloud Dance looking at the hand of the ancient sword. A sneer blooms on the blade, like licking blood devil recovery. She cold look back. Can you afford it? It's up to you whether you can afford it or not. The black-robed man's palm was slightly raised, a lazy attack posture, and the people around him rushed towards them instantly. Poof. Bang. Well. With the spread of all kinds of terrible sounds, the man in black, who flew in the air, suddenly turned back along the original track, and the power that came out was still on them. Shocked, a white figure fell from the sky. Posture evil. People can't move their eyes. Such a person's time is probably only one person. For my woman, the price is always a little. Long Qingxia plays with the dagger in his hands, and his thin lips outline a dangerous smile. Suddenly, a man in black who had just been hit and flew barely stood up. The next second, he screamed and fell to the ground again. The black-robed man looked at the bloody dagger on the man's chest. At the dragon's evil eyes, a trace of surprise loomed. I'm sorry. I was going to stab it, but I missed it. Long Qingxia pointed to a rabbit running in the distance, looking lazy, thin lips still outlined a harmless smile. You, the black-robed man pointed at the dragon, his teeth clucking. Then he yelled at the people of the Beast Gate. Kill him for me. Suddenly, a group of black-robed people appeared from nowhere. There were about 20 of them, and they came with great momentum. The rabbit is here. Long Qingxia looks at the rabbit behind the man in black robe, grins at the corner of his mouth, and plays with the dagger twice. The man in black robe quickly takes a few steps away from the side. What are you afraid of? My technique is pretty good. Give it to me. The man in black roared angrily. Ah! The black-robed man screamed, and then remembered that a dagger pulled wildly straight into the black-robed man's arm. Long Qingxia glanced at the black-robed man. His eyes were evil and bloodthirsty. Cloud Dance cold lips a hook, showing a cold smile. It seems that you really can't afford. At the moment when her voice fell, the dark air appeared in the sky. She glanced at it warily. It turned out that it was the dark beast. Where did they hide our son? Although this is asking Feng Huingv, what he sees is Yunwu. That vision is like the cliff of the night. Dark cannot see the edge. Gloomy terror. Feng Huangnu looked at the dark beast, looking a little excited. You actually hurt the people of the Phoenix family. Don't they die? What did they do to me? What did it do to us? You were sealed voluntarily, you. Feng Huangnu wants to talk and stops, seems to think of something, and her face turns pale instantly. He's controlled by the beast gate too? This is unusual. Cloud Dance also found, slightly frown willow eyebrow, looking at 10,000 beast door eyes more sun cool. Little Dance, let's go. Sitalan said a word to Yunwu. Smell speech, Cloud Dance, the forest of the eye ground cool some, afterward she micro jawhead, express can. The dark beast has been used by the beast gate now. Although the Phoenix people are imprisoned, they are even more resentful to them and human beings. It's okay to deal with the beast gate, but if you add the Phoenix people, it's not easy to fight. Now it's better to leave and think of a way. Looking back at the dark beast, the cloud danced, and there was a trace of helplessness in his eyes. The last priest died at a bad time. And this guy was also restless, which attracted all kinds of beasts and ate the evil consequences. Why want to run? At the moment when several people turned around, the sarcastic voice of the black-robed man stabbed by Dragon Qingxie rang. A few people's bodies slightly pause and then look back. If you want to run, you can leave this woman to be happy with me. Black-robed people look at the clouds, greedy eyes. At that moment, the air around suddenly killed. Yunwu felt the dangerous air from behind. Looking back at the moment, the dark sky suddenly lit up a strange white hole. Like the sky opened a gap. Suddenly, there was a strange darkness in the white cave, and the dark haze seemed to be brewing. Suddenly, a shadow appeared in the white hole. Ah! A scream followed by a sound. At that moment, time seemed to be static. Everyone looked at the devoured man in black robe, staring at the dragon's evil eyes, as if they saw a hell. What have you done? Looking at the devastated companion, the black-robed man glared at the dragon. It's just a slight punishment, with a warning by the way. Long Qingxia looks at the clouds, and the corners of his mouth still outline the radiance of the evil. Cloud Dance droops eyes. This degree of injury, he has been merciful. Kill them for me. The black-robed man roared, then looked at the Phoenix people. Kill them, and you will be free. Smell speech. All people look at each other, looked at a desert dark. There was nothing unusual in the dim look. Kill them. Yes, Fenghuang people swarmed on. For them, not only a few people are dancing in the clouds, but the people of the Beast Gate also have to get rid of the Phoenix clan and solve the problem that everyone is the same first. A bunch of stupid X. Cloud Dance Mao Guangyin is cold. The killing intention all around appears for a moment, retreats again, looks back to the dragon to pour evil, run. A gust of wind, a few people instantly disappeared in place. 10,000 beast men followed Fenghuang people, and kept on chasing Yunwu. At this time, a black-robed man appeared in the air, looking at the clouds, his eyes rubbed angrily. The Lord has orders to let them die first. The smell of killing permeated behind several people. Looking at the people who came after them, their faces were a little ugly. Xiao Wu, it's not the way to go on like this. Shengguan looked at the people who were chasing after him and frowned. Cloud Dance did not answer, still flying fast. Purple clothes in the dark air blooming sharp radiant. Every windward call pull, as if a sharp blade, representing her anger at the moment. I can't. There's no need to be a counselor, is there? Situ Lan looked at Yunwu and glanced at the people behind him, which was rare. Suddenly, the sharp rotation of the purple sharp suddenly stopped. Long Qingxia, Nangongyi and others also follow Yunwu's shadow and stop. Has it been decided? Nangongyi glances at the people who are getting closer behind him. His eyes are cool. Turn around and look back. Cloud Dance, mouth slightly pursed. The next second, has been looking weak. Little things appeared in her palm. Her eyes down, playing with the hands of small potatoes, the corners of her mouth arc raised. Teach them a lesson. She's talking about them. They don't include the phoenix. What is that in your hand? Shengguan looks at the little potato in Yunwu's hand, and slightly raises eyebrows with curiosity. What did she do with that little thing at this critical moment? A little warcraft. The cloud dances the corners of the mouth to raise to smile, caresses the small warcraft's soft but some abrupt uneven body. Said the breeze is light. What do you want it for? Shangguan knew that it was not a good thing. Do it with momentum. She didn't want to be joking. Do momentum. The corner of Shangguan's mouth suddenly twitched. She used a little thing bigger than her fist to make momentum. She really wanted to open up cloud dance. Glances at Shangguan. I'm also drunk. I glance at the dragon. When she touched Long Qingxia's smiling golden eyes, she picked an eyebrow at him. Long Qingxia also agreed with her. The rest of them were puzzled by the strange interaction between them. Only Nangong Yi, after he saw the little warcraft in Yunwu's hand, looked surprised all the time. Micro squint thin cool eyes. He drooped contemplation. That wipe unusual breath. What is it? Papa. Cloud dance in small potato body gently called 2 slaps. See small potato open bleary eyes. Some wrong dissatisfied looking at cloud dance. She looked at the little potato with a smile, which looked like a loving mother. At that moment, little potato suddenly came to the spirit, blinking 2 sharp eyes, looking at her for a moment. See those people in black in front of you? Yunwu pointed to the man in black on the opposite side. Smell speech. Small potato excitedly in cloud dance palm jumped a few times. Also don't know as understand or didn't understand. Anyway is happy not. Tear them to pieces and die. She didn't know whether it understood or not. Anyway, she went on talking about her. The little guy danced by himself. At the same second when the last word of Yunwu was finished, the little guy in his hand suddenly disappeared, and there was nothing in his palm. Then she heard a scream. Looking at it, I saw a black-robed man at the front, covering one eye, bending over in pain, and falling to the ground from midair with a bang. The blood was dripping down the palm of the man's hand. Before everyone could recover, Yunwu suddenly found that the potato in her palm appeared again, which seemed more excited than just now. Before Yunwu asked what was the matter, the little potato disappeared again, and there was another scream, so the cycle after a while, 5 black-robed people all fell to the ground. Shangguan and Situlan looked at the miserable black-robed man. As enemies, they could not help shaking their heads sympathetically. The animal nature is bad and bloodthirsty. It's not bad at all. The upper officer pretended to be afraid and shook. Xiaowu, what kind do you have? Too cunning. Isn't it the 5 men who attacked the beast gate were not hurt at all? And even they couldn't see how it did it. What's more, they didn't even catch the shadow of its attack. Even if Warcraft itself is cunning, but it is so small, it is not so enigmatic, right? Cloud Dance did not answer, just looking at the hands of small potatoes back again, soft eyes. This guy is also a descendant of ancient Warcraft. She expected to have such ability. It's a pity that this little thing hasn't grown up. It's still so small and has no outstanding ability. It's a headache for her. Anyway, she is also a descendant of the Millennium Warcraft. Can't you surprise her? That's... The black-robed man in midair looked at the little guy in Yunwu's hand, and showed a look of surprise. He saw the shadow of the ancient Warcraft on the little Warcraft. Give it up. At this time, in the dark of the sky, Shangguanli suddenly appeared. Looking at the little potato in Yunwu's hand, his eyes were dim. Vice Lord, is that the ancient Warcrafts? The black-robed man wanted to confirm something, but after touching the chilly atmosphere of Shangguan calendar, he wanted to say nothing but to lower his head and stop talking. Shangguan, bring it to me without waiting for Yunwu to speak. Shangguanli looked at Shangguan with deep eyes and gave him orders. His tone and attitude seemed to be speaking to a subordinate without any emotional fluctuation. Wen Yan, Shangguan's rebellious eyebrows slightly raised. I'm not interested in that thing, you want to take it yourself. Son of a bitch. Shangguan was very angry. Yes, don't you know that for a long time? Shangguan disdains Lung Hum. Is the father who can give orders to kill his own son qualified to say that he is a sinful son? Shangguanli's face was as blue as iron, just like a skeleton's fingers. In a twinkling of an eye, he let go, but the killing intention around him suddenly became more and more icy. Take them. Shangguanli's tone was flat. Then he glanced at Shangguan and said, those who resist will be killed. He looked at Shangguan meaning something. When Shangguan heard his order, his uninhibited eyes flashed an abnormal sneer, and then a bunch of black flames burned in his palm, which instantly knocked the black-robed man around Shangguan calendar away. This is a silent statement of position. Shangguan's eyes were full of grief and indignation, and his cold anger was burning in his eyes. With a wave of his hand, all the black-robed people swarmed up in an instant. At the moment, the people of the Phoenix clan have been controlled by the people brought by Shangguanli, but after a tour of Yunwu, only the shadow of the desert has disappeared. The sword collides, the strength strikes, a fierce need blood baptism battle started. Hand over the little warcraft. A touch of cold black wind's palm power came, and the cloud danced in the air for a moment. The black flame broadsword resisted. Although it had done its best, it still retreated after being hit by that palm power. Fortunately, it could still stand firm. What do you want it for? Cloud Dance holds the black flame big knife. The corner of the mouth peeps out the radiance of a smile. Nature works, you don't have to know. Yunwu agreed that she didn't need to know about him. But if you want to take it from me, it's none of my business. What belongs to her? Only she wants to give or does not want to give. As long as you hand over something, I can let you leave the Phoenix family safely. Shangguanli compromises. If Yunwu knows the truth, he will choose to leave and agree to leave. Unfortunately, she won't leave, but she doesn't want to die like this. Since you've stepped back, I'll take a step back and make a bet with you. If you win, it belongs to you. We're free to deal with it. I'll win. Everything of Phoenix belongs to me. Don't play childish games with me. Give it up. Shangguanli seems to disagree with this bet. Cloud Dance sneers. Do you think it's too childish or afraid of losing? All right. Cloud Dance helpless sigh. Since you want, I give it to you, catch it. With a wave of her hand, the potato flew out in a perfect arc and rolled 2 times in the air. At the moment when she threw out the little potato, the purple figure moved out dozens of steps and disappeared in front of Shangguanli's eyes, while Long Qingxi followed them. Xiao Wu, isn't that a good idea? Shangguan had no choice. You can go back. The clouds gave him a glance. Shangguan's mouth was shriveled and he didn't speak anymore. His father alone was enough for them to drink, not to mention other people. Things have become more and more difficult to deal with. Once human just wanted to control the Phoenix clan with dark evil beasts, but they bumped into them by accident. Now the situation has changed. All the spearheads are pointing at them. Dare they come to block the guns for once human? Just as several people left, there was a very angry roar behind them. It was the roar of wild animals, full of powerful and sharp. Situlan looked back, and saw that the little potato's body was burning like a layer of flame. And its power was absolutely not so powerful. War. With the sound of animal chant and all kinds of screams, a few black-robed people immediately lit a fire. The fire burned several people beyond recognition, and only some ashes were left. Shangguanli looks at Zayatudu, his face is gloomy, his palm is empty, and he controls Zayatudu directly. Zayatudu struggles a few times, but he doesn't get away. Roar! Little Potato sprayed the flame to Shangguanli again, but Shangguanli didn't even hide. He accepted the fire's attack directly. Strangely, after the fire retreated, he was unharmed. Small Potatoes see this scene. Round Gula's eyes are a little surprised. See things are not good, began to struggle fiercely in Shangguanli hands. The more it struggled, the tighter Shangguanli pinched. Finally, it directly pinched its face, and squeezed its nose, eyes and mouth together. It looked funny. The next second, Little Potato body suddenly shrunk. Shangguanli only feel the strength of a loose hand, where there is Little Potato figure. Looking at the disappearing Little Potato, Shangguanli raised a fierce smile at the corner of his mouth. His figure trembled and swept in the direction of Yunwu. This is the so-called summoner. Can he only run away? The sullen voice forced several people to stop. Just like ghosts, Shangguanli has appeared in front of several people. I just don't want to see your face. Cloud Dance lazy eyes. A pair of leisure elegant appearance. At the end of the speech, Shangguanli's face was overcast, and void slapped at Yunwu. Poof! The next second, Shang Guanli's face suddenly changed, stepped back, and a mouthful of old blood came out. Seeing this scene, the corner of Cloud Dance's mouth rises slightly, which is useful at last. You. Shang Guanli slightly narrowed his eyes and tried to regulate the agitation in his body, but he was still a little surprised at the bottom of his eyes. You know how to use the conjunctions. As the name suggests, only the summoner can use the enchantment. Its power can make Shangguan calendar pop up a mouthful of old blood, needless to say. It's called calling the border. Cloud Dance slightly jawhead, as if he is just no such a thing. Shang Guanli wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and looked at the clouds darkly. Just in that moment, the people of the Phoenix clan and the people of the Beast Gate had arrived. Shangguan's people of the Beast Gate in the past dynasties made an offensive look, and then they were in the air with both hands. They directly used their power in the void, as if they wanted to tear open the summoning boundary. Looking at the beginning of the summoning border, there is a little gap. The clouds are dancing and the willow eyebrows are slightly frowning. It seems that the summoning border can't isolate Shangguan calendar. Little thing, I'll give the old man a lesson to my husband. Dragon Qing evil thin lips a yang. A pay along the Shangguan calendar torn border mouth suddenly attack. White figure with a cool taste has appeared outside the border. One black and one white, two figures fight fiercely. Yunwu knows that he wants to test Shangguanli's real strength first. Except Shangguanli, I'm afraid none of the people below have the ability to open it. You want to solve him alone, but I don't agree. It's better for me, the young master, to solve the problem of the Beast Gate. How can it be without us? Every word falls, there is one less person in the border. After a while, everyone leaves the border. Bang. With a fierce sound, the fight really began. Cloud Wave is brandishing the black flame big knife, and the dragon inclines evil to deal with the official calendar together. Shang Guanli is also worthy of being the deputy leader of the Beast sect. She can deal with both of them at the same time, which makes Yunwu realize that although it is important to find the four elements, her strength still needs to be improved and strengthened. Nangong Yi, Shangguan and others are dealing with the people of Fenghuang and other 10,000 beasts. The impact of the fierce force is constantly whistling, and the residual leaves are rolling and blazing. In the distance, the ghost of Shangguan calendar suddenly came. Long Qingxia's golden eyes narrowed and his épée was horizontal. He separated Shangguanli from Yunwu. He was lazy but dangerous and said, "It seems that you don't mean that." Just that blow. His target is not the potato sleeping behind Yunwu, but Yunwu. Shangguan's eyes sank. He had just collided with épée. His fingers were almost broken. His strength was completely opposite to him. He must not be hard on him. Cloud Dance turned around and looked back, showing a smile and said, "Deputy Lord, your goal is it?" She took out an object wrapped in a border from the space. In the eyes of outsiders, they saw a border, but in Shang Guanli's eyes he saw a map of the temple. Shang Guanli stretched out a hand as strange as white bone, and his voice was cold. "Give it to me." Cloud Dance sneers. "You say to give, that I am not very no-face? Then don't blame me for being rude." Shang Guanli moans and roars, and the sense of killing fills the air in an instant. The dark air rolls in and comes to Yunwu and Longqingxi. Well, Cloud Dance made a stop gesture and sneered. "It's not too late to start after listening to me. If you want it, I want to die. You can take what you need and not make mistakes with each other, okay?" Smell speech, Shangguanli all around of kill meaning dim sum, ponder Cloud Dance just words. Intuition tells him that this woman is cold and ruthless, but now she is so cunning and clever. She can't believe a point, but he wants to hit the half point. "Give it to me, and I'll let you go." Cloud Dance tiny jawhead. The corner of the mouth is dyed with a smile that has no intention of killing. That just gives you. With a wave of her hand, a touch of dark air, like hot smoke, directly split the surface of the earth. With a rumbling sound, a steep cliff with a width of several meters suddenly appeared. The next second, the thing wrapped by the border flies in the air and falls into the cliff at the speed of light. Shangguanli's eyes were angry. He looked at the map of the temple that fell into the cliff and followed it down to enter the cliff. Right now, Cloud Dance watched Shangguanli enter the cliff and yelled at the dragon. Long Qingxia nodded slightly, his body soared up, his golden eyes narrowed slightly, and the black haze around his body invaded most of the sky. With a wave of Cloud Dance's hand, the top layer of the cliff is sealed with a barrier, followed by black haze, which covers the barrier and provides a full protective layer for the barrier. It won't be long before the border is formed. Leave now, she yelled at the men who were fighting. This sentence is also meant for Shangguan, so as not to worry about his father's misfortune. Xiaowu, you can't seal up the border. She thinks too much without Shangguanli's pursuit. The people of Wanwoman and Fenghuang were also tossed by them. After a while they escaped. Take a rest. It should be safe for the time being, Situlanwei said with breath. It's embarrassing to be in such a mess. Mengbai looked at the dirty robe, and he couldn't bear to look directly at it. Cloud Dance slightly droops his eyes. There are too many things happened before and after. Originally, he intended to hide his identity and look for the heart of the wind, but he caused a riot. He was regarded as a priest and met the dark beast. The next thing was out of control. Just like now, meeting Shangguanli is unexpected for all of them. Just now I had a fight with the people of the Beast Gate. My physical strength has been impacted. I haven't cultivated myself yet. Then I was chased by Shangguanli and the Phoenix clan. Now everyone is very tired, right? Everyone's face was a little abnormal, and she was short of breath. Although Long Qingxia had been hiding the disordered breath, she knew that she couldn't tolerate him to deal with Shangguanli. She didn't have to do her best, even the usual evil spirit was omitted, and she was obviously tired. Find a place to recover first. Yunwu suddenly spoke. Long Qingxia nodded and looked around. His golden eyes were fixed on the mountain in the distance, thinking deeply. Cloud Dance looked at the mountain, slightly jaw-head. That's a good place. Unknowingly, she has come to the mountain. Under the mountain is the stone chamber. Although the boundary has been broken by her, the stone chamber is still there. You can go in as long as you use the earth elements. Everyone agreed that the group of people were flying in the direction of the mountain stone room. Just before arriving at the mountain, Shangguanli suddenly appeared like a ghost and stood in front of several people. His eyes were cold, and he looked at Yunwu. He wanted to kill her immediately. Hand it in. He spoke almost word for word in a fierce voice. Deputy Lord, you've gone after things. Why do you want them from me? Cloud Dance slightly raises Lu Mei. The corner of the mouth raises a smile of disdain. Smelling speech, Shangguanli's face was dark, and his white bone-like fingers were particularly gloomy in the dark, making a clear clucking sound. Shangguan, I'll say it one last time, back to the Beast Gate. Shangguanli suddenly looks up at Shangguan. Yunwu sees the scarlet of Susha under his eyes. Do you really want to start? Well, when that happened, she gambled with him. This game she bet herself to win. Die this heart, I will not be your puppet. Shangguan said coldly. You are the young master of the Beast sect, not a puppet. As far as I'm concerned, it has something to do with the Beast Gate. The little master is the same as the puppet. Then go to life and death with your so-called friends. Shangguan has a gloomy roar. Fortunately, he has profound skills. Otherwise, he has to vomit blood. Just as Yunwu was about to attack, the look of her eyes suddenly changed, and she was filled with surprise. Looking back at the dragon, she said, It's broken. Maybe it's a good thing. Long Qingxia's golden eyes pass by with a smile and a cloud-dancing willow-waist. Nangong Ichi looks at each other in the night. Mengbai, Shangguan and Situlan look slightly changed. The next second, they suddenly disappear in the void. In front of a dark field, close to each other cannot see. Where is this? Cloud Dance micro-frown. This endless darkness is how to return a responsibility. Just that strong suction is how to return a responsibility? I don't know. But it's the same everywhere I go to be with you. Long Qingxia kisses Yunwu on the cheek, and his face is full of happiness. In the dark, the shining star eyes gave him a white look, so black. Thanks to the accuracy he could find, the two of you are so tired here, you'd better think about what to do next. Shangguan couldn't help complaining to interrupt them. It's a good attitude to be happy in pain, but it's ambiguous when life is in danger. That is, to die slowly. The gloomy taste is really in line with what you are doing now, the romantic death. Situlan couldn't help mending the sword. Yunwu purses her lips slightly. It's time for these single dogs to get rid of their orders, or they will be so sick and angry all day long. All of a sudden, she felt that her eyes were heavy, and she seemed to feel sleepy. In the haze, she felt that the palm around her waist was slightly loose, and then it was tight, loose and tight. Wherever I go, I will find you. Hazy, her ears sounded a magnetic sound of peace of mind. She knew that it was Dragon Qingxia. Someone came in? It's something that hasn't happened in 1,000 years. The residual forces here are isolated from the outside world. It's wonderful that someone can come in. 1 second before the coma, she seemed to hear a few faint sounds, which were as weak as illusions. With the rapid decline of her body, she felt more and more powerful forces filling her nerves, which made her want to have a rest. Finally, she fell into a coma. On the mountain, Shangguanli watched a few people disappear without a trace. After a long silence, he finally said, "We can solve the problem of Phoenix. The underground space is quiet and the air is a little thin." Hiss. In the dead space, a strange voice sounded. A 2-meter-long snake with a thick leg is slowly approaching the purple figure. Its thin tongue pierces the air and makes a hissing roar. The giant snake kept crawling towards the figure, and its crystal green eyes looked at the clouds, as if seeing the most delicious meal in the world. The people on the ground breathed evenly and looked calm. They didn't seem to be hurt or in a coma, but they still didn't wake up. Giant snake climbs to Yunwu and looks at Yunwu's sleepy face. Suddenly, her green eyes emit strange light, and her slender color is like blood. She makes a circle on her face. The fingers of the people on the ground seem to move. Looking at her still not awake, the giant snake suddenly raised its head and inspected her up and down. The next second, the fangs opened and bit her shoulder. Hiss. The giant snake roared, but it was not the pleasure of eating delicious food, but the roar of pain. "It's too small to swallow me." Yunwu grabs the head of the giant snake and doesn't let go. The more the giant snake shakes and struggles, the stronger she is. At last, the giant snake can only keep still, staring at a pair of eyes like emeralds. "Your physique is not enough for Hongling to fill your teeth." Yunwu twisted the snake's head and let it roll several times. After careful inspection, it was finally confirmed. All of a sudden, her eyes narrowed, suddenly thought of something, and quickly stretched out another hand to wipe the mucus on her face. How much nausea did she endure just now before she killed it? Hiss. The giant snake roared again, but it was a very painful roar. Cloud Dance looked at the huge snake's head that she pinched flat, and there was no sympathy in her eyes. "Does it hurt? Just when you wanted to eat me. Why didn't you feel so miserable?" The giant snake rolled a white eye. How could it be painful to eat it? It was quite fast. Hiss hiss. Without waiting for it to come up with a piece of music, Yunwu seemed to know what it was thinking. The strength of the hand deepened again, and the pain made it scream. "It's a punishment for you to eat me, understand?" Cloud Dance looked at the giant snake's left and right deviation of the mouth, the corners of the mouth quietly stained with a smile. Then she looked around and found that there was no one around except herself. All around are smooth stone walls emitting a cool luster. The area is not big, only a room so big, but let her feel very strange. What's more strange is that her power was suppressed by some element in the cave, and it can't be used safely. Her starry eyes were dark, thinking, "What about the dragon? What about Nanganji?" All of a sudden, her phoenix eyes narrowed, and she remembered the scene of falling, the coma feeling when falling, and the voices that didn't belong to them, which were definitely not hallucinations. What is this place? Where did some of them fall? Who is so arrogant that he bullies Wang's pet? The sound comes first before the person arrives. As the sound falls, Yunwu feels a tingling pain on her hand. At the moment when her fingers are slightly loose, the giant snake has moved back several feet, completely out of her control. "My king? Pets." Yunwu looks at the giant snake on the opposite side. The snake's skin is pockmarked. It feels goosebumps all over. It looks sharp, like a mole. It has fierce eyes and is extremely arrogant. She came to the conclusion that people who can use it as a pet are also quite abnormal. Suddenly, in the middle of the sky, a luminous transparent body appeared. The man's long hair is elegant, his sword eyebrows are starry, his silver robe is natural and unrestrained. His smile is like the wind, his words are gentle and elegant, but his breath is very dangerous. After another look at her, he looks at the giant snake. Little, have you heard anything? Cough. Yunwu clears her throat out of time. Xiaoyao, she has to admire her name, which is cute enough and quite in line with the pet's name. It's a pity that she is not as famous as she is when she meets. The man looked at Yunwu, with a trace of inviolable aggressiveness in his eyes. After looking at her for a long time, he said, "Who are you?" "Who are you?" Yunwu asked. "When you're not sure where you are, it's better not to report yourself. If you encounter racial discrimination and hatred again, it will be miserable." Now her internal breathing is unstable, her strength is completely suppressed, and she can't use her mouth as much as possible. "Do you look like a man to me?" The man Mao Sun is the same, transparent luminescent body, apparent had a silk to be intense. "It's not like that," she answered truthfully. "He really doesn't look human." "You say I'm not human?" The man suddenly narrowed his eyes, revealing a touch of danger in his eyes. What should she say? See Cloud Dance don't answer, the man's expression abrupt change, instant and change of pleasure up. "I was not a person." She was completely defeated. "You just nearly killed my pet. What's the crime?" "The man is lazy and has a dangerous breath." "Then you should discipline it well, and the delicious things will not be like that." It turned out that she cared more about the slime on her face than she almost ate her. "Do you hear me? I'll talk about hygiene in the future." Cloud Dance blackface, he is saying that she is not hygienic? Silence after a long time. Where is this? Cloud Dance looks at the cave. "I stay in a place full of light, quiet open way. I don't know how recently. It seems that I have a special affinity with the stone cave. Do you know what will happen if you enter the battlefield thousands of years ago by mistake?" The man looked at the Cloud Dance, and the look of his eyes was strange. Millennium battlefield. The Cloud dances and murmurs to itself. Suddenly, she suddenly raised her eyes. "Is this the battlefield of the Phoenix people thousands of years ago? If so, why not see the slightest trace of fighting? On the contrary, is very calm. After thinking about it, she will stay in the light, which is a border gate. If she goes out, will she see the earth-shaking scene? Well, I don't want to talk nonsense with you either. You have two ways, where you come from and where you go back. Or you can stay here forever, and choose for yourself." The man lazily closed his eyes and lay on the giant snake, just like an immortal. A few seconds later, Yunwu didn't answer. Finally, the man couldn't help looking up at her. He looked at her staring at the border gate and sneered. "Walking out of that gate is the third way, but I advise you to just ignore it." "Why?" Yunwu looks at his eyebrows. The man looked up and down at Yunwu and said with a smile, "After you go out, your value will be used. Your beauty is good, your skill is good, your meat is tender enough, and your blood is pure enough." Cloud Dance Mao light tiny cold sneer away. "Mean from inside to outside, corpse bone have no save by?" The man nodded teachably. "Then I choose the fourth way." The Cloud dances, the corner of the mouth raises the cool radian. "For road, out of the border, get the heart of wind, leave smoothly. Tut tut." The man looked at the Cloud Dance, slightly shook his head. "Is really a newborn calf is not afraid of tigers." Cloud Dance a smile. Smile did not add any emotion. "Before I leave, can you tell me and I fell with the whereabouts of people? Are you sure you want the fourth way?" The man looked at Yunwu suspiciously, and saw that she didn't mean to be joking. He sat up and began to look at her formally. "I won't bother you with that." Cloud Dance in different way. She clearly felt that there was another world outside the border. As long as she walked out of the border, her accomplishments could be restored, which was why she had to choose the fourth way. This man is warm and lazy on the surface, but he is cunning in his words and smiles. Facing such a person, it's really dangerous to have no accomplishments. She could almost be sure that if she had not some use value, she would have been killed by him. Man pupil Mao micro turn. Transparent figure seems more hazy some, as if plated with a layer of gauze. Your friend should not be able to resist it now. He has been badly repaired. Since you insist on the fourth one, I can only do what you want. Shit. Yunwison cursed coldly, turned and walked towards the border. Give you something that can save your life at a critical moment. With a wave of the man's virtual shadow, a straight thing came dancing towards the clouds. The speed was out of reach, because there was no cultivation. She couldn't avoid it at all. She saw that the shadow was getting closer and closer. Suddenly, the shadow stopped in front of her eyes, and the clouds came back. Then she found that the giant snake was flying in the air. Is this the gift that can save lives? Whether or not, seeing it, she was not in a good mood. No more words. She turned and walked out of the border. Followed by a very powerful, arrogant and tugging giant snake. The man looked at the cloud dance and left. Thinking deeply, he looked up at the stone wall above. The stone wall there was different from other places. It was more prominent and more glorious. That's where she came in. In this space, only the summoner can come in. He has been waiting for thousands of years, and when the dust is gone, he has finally waited for a summoner. Will heaven not kill him? Looking at his more transparent body, he raised a gloomy smile at the corner of his mouth. When she cleaned up the old things in the battlefield, he could leave. Leave through her body. At the moment when Yunwu walked out of the Jiejie gate, a strong light was shining outside the Jiejie gate, and a clear light came into her eyes, which forced her to close her eyes. After a long time, she adapted to the strong, slowly opened her eyes. At the moment when she opened her eyes, the look of her eyes changed from hazy to complicated. Then she was surprised, and finally she was completely stunned. In front of my eyes, there was a vast expanse of snow-white space, like a desert. On the snow stood stone tablets, behind which were coffins. The whole huge space is endless with stone tablets and coffins. At first glance, it looks like a cemetery. An extremely luxurious cemetery with artistic conception. Yunwu looked around carefully, and didn't find their figure. The man just said. She frowned slightly, and a helpless smile rose from the corner of her mouth. She also believed in lies that Guy is just a ghost body, and it is a ghost about to die. If there is no accident, they should not meet. But only if there's no accident. Looking back at the proud snake behind her, she frowned. She always felt that something was wrong, but she could not tell what was wrong. All of a sudden, she found that the pressure in the space was gone. She tried to use the force and found that the cultivation had come back. Looking at the Jiejie gate, her eyes were dark. It was really strange in the cave. Suddenly, a strange wind passed by my ear, my eyes lifted, and my body jumped sideways, but it was still a step late. Jade-like earlobe blood drop by drop, a blade-like scratch appeared, but also just cut a layer of skin. Cloud Dance touched the earlobe, looked at the bloody fingers. The eye ground was set off a touch of scarlet. Just that blow. If you want her life, now this cemetery already has a place for her. What should the epitaph say? So and so to visit here. She looked at a ghost sitting on the coffin in the distance and sneered. Just such a little girl. I have to bother myself to do it. I'm overqualified. I didn't tell you not to hurt this beauty. I haven't seen a woman for thousands of years. I met such a beautiful woman for the first time. Don't do it. I'll greet her myself. People and ghosts are different ways. I'll go to hell with you. In my opinion, none of you is her opponent. With the wind hurt her ears, the snow coffin. A touch of ghost appeared one after another. Finally she counted the whole 10 wipe ghost. Looking at the coffins where the spirits are sitting, there are their introductions on the stone tablets. The tombs of the left-wing general, the right-wing general, the little master of the orcs, the demon king of the sacred beast family, the Boo operator on the right, and the Lingshur on the left. All the people who appear are from the Phoenix family and the Dark Beast family. Cloud Dance's eyes flashed a trace of horror, including the King of Warcraft. In the Millennium War, the Dark Beast family is really left with only one Dark Beast. Little girl, how can you break into here? The right-wing general of the Phoenix nationality looks at the Cloud Dance and feels his beard. Between words, he seems to have less intention to kill her. I've come here by accident. Please bear with me if I offend you. Yunwu bowed her head slightly. In front of these immortal elders, she should take out some posture of the younger generation. Who broke in by accident? I think it's for the holy things too. The left-wing general looked at Yunwu, and his sharp eyes with a trace of insight directly expressed Yunwu's inner thoughts. The cloud dances slightly to hang of Mao's sun to pass a silk to smile, then lift Mao cool way. Everybody 1,000 years don't die, just for protection and contend for? She was guessing, trying to see if she was right. When this remark came out, everyone looked at her strangely. Thousands of years ago, in order to fight for the heart of the wind, the Dark Clan colluded with the Phoenix Clan to betray the Phoenix Clan, resulting in a millennium catastrophe. Few survived, and all the rest died here except them. And they only have a wisp of ghosts to fight for thousands of years. In order to protect the heart of the wind, and in order to fight for it, no one is willing to put it down and die in peace. I see, though this woman is beautiful, she is dead. Just now, the man with frivolous words, after hearing Yunwu's words, suddenly changed his initial attitude, and looked at her eyes, some fierce. Yunwu knows. She guessed right. Choose a good place for yourself. You can choose any place with such a large space. Hurry up or I'll kill you. Yunwu sneers. Although these ghosts are not as good as they were 1,000 years ago, their strength can't be underestimated. If she wants to make a noise, it's better not to do it. The most urgent thing is to find them. Before I die, where is my friend? Cloud Dance cold eyes frown. Hope to wait until a satisfactory answer. The silent demon suddenly laughed and pointed to the front position. Do you see the 6 coffins? They're in there. Smell speech, Cloud Dance. I bottom turbulent undercurrent emerge. Kill meaning suddenly increase. Snow covered without a trace of cold. This moment let all ghosts feel a chill. Of course, it's impossible for everyone to pay attention to her. Don't be so murderous. They are still a short way from death. But now we need to prepare a coffin. It's time-consuming. The Demon King looked at the right-wing general and said, You guys let out your coffin and let her live. His grandmother, you want me to die out of place. Why don't you get your old bones out and see if they swish? The Sacred Beast family has donated 6 coffins. Do you still want to think about your own coffin? Cloud Dance can't hear the words behind. Looking at the neat 6 coffins in the distance, her forehead is slightly wrinkled. How dare there are 2 people living in this coffin? There is a picture in her mind, a big living person holding a rotten skeleton. The scene is the limit she can bear. Several people continue to quarrel, Cloud Dance while they don't pay attention. Invisible and go. Instantly arrive in front of 6 coffins. Bang. Pa. A few crisp sounds interrupted the quarrel of several people, and the ghost looked back at her side. When he saw the coffin lid being hit, his face changed completely. Ooh, a whiff of wind. The huge fuzzy phoenix shape, Ling Sua hit her in the air. The power of the evil bite attacks the fist. With a gravity fist, the form of the ghost is instantly shot away. It hides in the air for 3 times, almost vanishing. Still a strong man. The left-wing general's eyes were dim, and his tone was uneven. He regained his human form, and the vague ghost form seemed to be about to merge with the snow. If it wasn't for the black eyes and black beard, it would have been completely transparent. The cloud dances, the lips are slightly raised, showing a clear smile. It turns out that if the ghost is really hit, its own strength will be seriously lost. When the power is almost gone, it is almost time to go to the dust. She no longer looked at him. She looked down at several people in the coffin. At that moment, deep surprise and distortion flashed through her sharp eyes. There was a skeleton shelf on each arm, and a slight smile on the corner of his mouth. At first glance, the smile was a little sweet enough love, enough ambiguity looking at Nanganji and praying for the night. Her lips are slightly raised. Looking at Shangguan, Sitalan and Mengbai, her eyes are smiling. When her eyes touch Longqingxi, her eyes suddenly change and instantly cool down. On the other side, the heavy objects came unstoppable. With a wave of the sleeves of her purple robe, the wind of her empty hand hit back, and threw it down suddenly. Bang! With a loud noise, the coffin turned into powder. The people in the coffin are still quiet. Cloud Dance's eyes a cold, clearly breathing evenly, full of breath. She woke up. How can they not wake up? Powerful Wuzong, with the dark power of evil bite, I'm surprised. Are you a demon? The left-wing general was slightly shocked when he looked at the magic power used by Yunwu. It was enough to destroy everything in the world. Fortunately, she did not fully awaken that power. Cloud Dance Lian Mao. Is there any relationship? It's all death. Then why nonsense? It's more interesting to kill people by chatting. Your good power is enough for us to live for hundreds of years and chat with you as a gift. The right-wing general played with the sword in his hands and said nothing shameless. As a gift of thanks, it's high-sounding. Can she refuse it? Well. Lying on the coffin, Long Qingxia had a little movement. His well-defined fingers unconsciously touched the cold bones, but suddenly got up the next second. Looking at the broken bones, the dragon's evil golden eyes narrowed slightly, and the dark breath of the palm condensed. With a little effort, the bone foam flew, and the bones became foam in an instant. Now I found out that you're okay. Cloud Dance cold Hume, looking at the Long Qing evil gloomy face, can't help but tease. Who did it? Long Qingxia glanced at the others, his eyes were dark. It's me. The left-wing general spoke. Bang. As soon as the words fell, the dull sound spread. Half of the soul of the left-wing general had been left on the coffin. The speed and strange cloud dance of that moment were not captured. As if nothing had happened, the evil spirit looked at the cloud with a deep smile. Little thing, there are so many coffins here. I'm afraid it's not enough to choose a few more. Cloud Dance frowns. This guy is going to solve them? Speak wild. The Demon King gave a big drink, and two strange smells like vines came, stabbing at the dragon. The palm of dragon's hand turned instantly, and the wind element lifted up, just like the crazy confrontation of the dragon. When the two meet, the splash disappears. Looking at this scene, the left-wing general bearded face slightly changed. To the experts. I want to see who prepared the coffin for whom. Cloud Dance a smile. The heart read a move. Originally want to call out small stink in red ling they. The result discovers the heart read unexpectedly can't convey. What's going on? After 2 attempts, they both failed. Consciousness returned to Chaos Hall, and tried to communicate with Hyo. The result was the same, and Hyo couldn't get in touch. This ancient battlefield has 2 strong ownerless spirit power. It is because of these residual spirit power that she has no way to summon forces other than herself. The other side was a strong member of the family in ancient times. In fact, any one of them was in Wuzong. However, she had never broken through, and her strength was always at the top of Wuzong. Looking at the killing intention around the ghost, Yunwu knows that things can't be solved easily. They protect the heart of the wind for thousands of years. How can they spare them who want to take the heart of the wind? In that case, don't think about it. Fight! Nangong and Chia wake up, but Shangguan, Situlan and Mengbai are still lying. With the help of the black flame sword, Yunwu glances at the Shangguan, Situlan and Mengbai, who are still lying on the coffin. Their eyes are narrowed, and a strong and zizi power is waved away in the air. Do you want to sleep for the rest of your life? With the power approaching, several people suddenly open their eyes, a staggering rotation, to avoid a blow. Pa. The coffin finally froth. Xiaowu, it's too hard. Rest in peace for the dead. Little girl, take it. A rampant voice reverberated from the sky. Cloud Dance raised eyes. A touch of virtual shadow hit. The speed is fast. The cloud wave wields the big knife to soar to the cloud. The long strong wind flutters disorderly. The black flame big knife sounds from the wind, whines unceasingly. The snow moving with the wind around her condensed into ice crystals all over the sky in her abrupt mood, and surrounded her with the wind. The shadow on the opposite side, just like the formation of snow, combined into one hidden and one present, all roaring with the strong wind. 2 figures suddenly close, one as cold as snow, one as arrogant and strange. And on the snow, the dragon fell evil, and they also began to fight. The sword is flying, the light of the sword is shining, and the snow is shining. It looks like the blood plum blooming in the cold winter. Ah! A roar of pain through my heart became a trumpet to stop fighting. Purple figure steeply in the air, standing alone, the virtual shadow on the opposite side more hazy, seems to have no trace to find. She won. And no one, except Bearded himself, found out how she won. You. Bearded looked at the cloud dance, eyes difficult, a word lung is squeezed in the teeth, unable to say, you. Don't worry, speak slowly. Cloud Dance looked at Big Beard, very patient persuasion. Bearded's face changed slightly, and the empty figure disappeared completely in the snow. You are. The voice before and what he said in the second half of the passage disappeared with him. At the moment when the big beard disappeared, Yunwu looked at the distant direction with cold eyes. A thing like an eye is inlaid on the wall of the peripheral stone cave. There are deep scars all around the wall. The eyes exude crystal luster, which coincides with the snow light, and is not easy to be found. Intuition told her that it was the heart of the wind. But is the heart of the wind really in front of her? Purple figures such as ghosts swept away. Behind again came more fierce fighting. If you dare to move, you will never be left. The right-wing general screams anxiously, but it's hard to get rid of Kainami's entanglement. That belongs to this seat. The devil roared, but he couldn't get rid of the dragon. The cloud dances young to smile but go. Looking at that crystal bright as the eye bead of thing, astringent mouth, palm empty a pinch, that thing instant loose, finally completely controlled by her. When she felt something wrong in her heart, the surrounding ground collapsed and the snow-covered ground tore apart, which was irresistible like an earthquake. At the foot of an empty, the body such as falling, in front of the moment is as dark as hell. Little thing. Little five. Little dance. A few distant shouts and worries reverberated in the cracks, completely covered up in the endless darkness. Is she going to die? Looking at the hands of the crystal light-emitting body, the corner of the mouth floating a touch of radiance, some ridicule, some helpless. Is this the heart of the wind on the other side of the cave? The man watched Yunwu fall into the endless darkness. His warm smile was a little stiff, and his eyes were wandering with black light. You must not die. You can't die. His eyes were as scarlet as blood drops, and he almost gnashed his teeth and said it word by word. Black wind constantly stirred the skirt. 3,000 green silk all scattered. Ear-whistling wind constantly pulled open just cut earlobe. Blood flow along the track of the wind. Spots appear in her sky. Each seems to emit a strange light. Endless fall. She is particularly conscious, has a strength but cannot display, as if trapped by something. Looking back, where is the spacious space? What is the golden cuboid in the center of the space? The sight keeps getting closer to the golden object, and the two are getting closer and closer. It's a coffin G-bang. With a loud noise, the coffin opened and the figure suddenly disappeared into the darkness. Squeak. The coffin was restored to its original appearance, and a quiet needle fell down in the whole space. Endless dark cracks are approaching, and finally completely coincide. Up and down 2 places, restore the original. It seems that just all that is an illusion. On the snow, everyone looked at the scene that could not be saved, and was stunned. Everything happened in the twinkling of an eye was too fast. It was only a step before the dragon poured out evil to help each other. Cracks disappear, snow quickly covered. What traces have disappeared? Everything has recovered, only the clouds. Only she disappeared. Button button. Bang bang. Quang quang quang. In the dead and dark space, abrupt sounds are heard one after another. The sound is getting louder and louder. The rhythm is faster and faster, disorderly and irritable. The sound came from the golden coffin. Where the hell is it? A quick voice with a little doubt came, replacing the sound of the fistboard collision. In the narrow space, Yunwu sits cross-legged, with the sky above his head, the bottom on the ground, the back against the wall, and the line of sight half a meter in front. You can imagine what a small space it is. She recalled what happened at that moment, and suddenly her eyes were shocked. If it's good, she fell straight into the coffin that she opened. So here Cloud Dance Mao color a change, intuitive want to stand up. Bang. A touch to the ground, a burst of blood from the head of the pain. Let her calm. Reach out to push the top cover. 1 part of the force didn't respond. 3 parts didn't respond. 7 parts still didn't respond. She gathered all her strength into her fist, and suddenly waved it. In the coffin, the sound of the impact of strength was loud and huge, which directly made her head rise and her ears hum. But there was no sign of the coffin opening. Collect Mao tiny am I. The cold on between Mao flits by. She was locked dead inside. How can anyone stir up the abnormality of the heart of the wind? No, no, no. It's because she took the heart of the wind that such an accident happened. It's not right. No one can use the heart of wind to cause accidents. Still not right. Hoarse voice, reverberating in the dead space, like the dust covered for many years, sometimes clear, sometimes tangled. It seems very contradictory. Who? Cloud danced slightly wrinkled willow eyebrows. This voice sounds full of vicissitudes. The owner of the voice should have reached an old age. Well, what's the matter? The hoarse and tangled voice kept murmuring to himself. When he heard the cloud dance, he suddenly stopped talking to himself, and the whole space fell into silence again. Are you still there, old man? Cloud Dance asked tentatively. What do you mean, old man? His hoarse voice was tinged with anger, and he burst out. I'm the 5th son of the Song dynasty who is loved by everyone. You call me old man? Cloud danced silent down, after a long time to speak. It is 5 child, listen to the title, think must be a Piampian child. You. But it sounds like an old man. 5 child smile, look happy half said, suddenly hit by the second half of the cloud dance. Just pull the smile into anger, change big, look a little twisted funny. Cloud Dance didn't bother to guess whether he was happy or angry at the moment. He glanced at the narrow closed space and said indifferently, Did you lock me in? Well, I don't have that spare time. 5 child sneers at nose. Cloud Dance droops eyes, looking at the things in hand, listening to what he just said. This is the heart of the wind. So it's because she won the heart of the wind that she caused turbulence and fell? This ancient battlefield is underground. There is still space under it. There are so many strange and unpredictable places. What is this geomantic treasure land? Please let me out. Cloud Dance light mouthway. Out. 5 child seem to hear what Arabian Nights seem. Eyes stare round big. Into the tomb goo also want to go out. You won't brain broken? Tomb bug? What's that thing? Because of the space problem, she can't open the dragon tornado, so she really doesn't know what it is. You mean you can't get out? Of course there are ways. 5 child's voice became a little strange and unpredictable, like calculating something. But you have to promise me a condition. I'll tell you how to get out. As long as I don't want what I have, I'll promise everything else. 5 child staring at the coffin muttered something. Cloud Dance also didn't hear clearly, probably meaning she can guess out. If not wrong, his condition is to give the heart of wind to him. One thing 3 twists and turns. Finally got this thing. Let her hand it out. Is it possible? The 5th child was silent for a while and said, I haven't thought about the conditions yet. I'll think about it first. I'll tell you when you come out. Deal. She happily agreed. If she was locked in the coffin, she could promise him anything. Then there was nothing that could not be promised when she got out of the coffin. The way is very simple, one life for another. Hoarse voice with a trace of pride and urgency, seems to but next thing full of interest. One life for another? Trade your lover's life for your life, one life for another. I can take it as if you didn't say the conditional deal was cancelled. Are you playing with me? As soon as the voice of Mr. 5 sank, the whole space trembled. He said everything. Can he take back what he said? This shameless woman. Love how to think is your freedom, your way I don't need. So say and don't say to me are the same. Cloud Dance indifferent response, looking at the dark coffin. Want to find out what flaws? If you don't use this method, you can only stay in it all your life. Well, it's cost-effective to have a ready-made coffin and save your coffin book. Why don't I like to hear you so much? After you go out, so your mouth on him. Tomb sorcery is a mirage. In ancient times, if your ability is not superior to that of a sorcerer, or if you don't have the ability of a sorcerer, You can only open it in the way I said. The fifth child continued. One of the people above is your lover, right? Tell me which one. I'll get him for you. What's love? What's love when you're dead? Thank you for your kindness. Just for your words, I will repay you after going out. Cloud Dance's voice is as plain as water, without waves. But a cold smile can't be seen in the corner of his mouth. Of course, the fifth child didn't see it. He still talked about the topic of seeking death. You're welcome. I want you to promise me a condition. Smell speech, Cloud Dance cold hum. Her smile not smile eyes color dim. Dark space temperature seems to suddenly cold a few minutes. She must remember, there is a condition between them. Just now he said that the illusion in the coffin was made by the ancient mage. Since he is a mage, Nangong-yi is a suitable candidate. I don't know if he is an opponent of the ancient mage with his current ability. But how can she pass on her present predicament? She drooped her eyes slightly, and the gloom in her eyes flashed by. Little thing, do you want to be my husband? Cloud Dance is surprised. Is the dragon poor evil voice? Suddenly lift eyes. The dark coffin suddenly becomes bright. The sky is no longer a hard coffin cover, but like a fairyland of silver, like fantasy, like a dream. It is addictive. What are you doing here? Cloud Dance looks at the dragon in the sky, still smiling, still languid, with a warm smile on the corner of her mouth. To accompany you, of course. With a smile, the dragon falls to Yunwu. Cloud Dance looks at him, eyes die a trace of soft. There is no way to contact Nangong-yi. This coffin in addition to he estimates very difficult to open. Leave him alone. Long Qingxia sat down beside her, looking at the illusory sky, thin lips slightly hook, then stretched out his right palm toward her. For my husband to take you away. Yunwu hesitated for half a second, then pulled the corner of his mouth with a smile, handed his left hand to him. Okay. At the moment of the cross of the 10 fingers, Yunwu's left hand turned back and grabbed the dragon's neck directly. The gentle smile on the corner of his mouth turned into cold, and the warmth was gradually condensed, leaving no temperature. Who are you? Dragon poor evil wanton smile. Little thing, women should be gentle, some just lovely. Cloud Dance Tiny Zheng. The strength on the hand loosened half cent. He is your illusion. If you kill him, you will walk out of the fairyland and out of the coffin. But if you want this free coffin, you can live with him. The fairyland environment is better than the coffin. A tiny bit of S is like as 2 peas, the evil spirits, the charming smiles and the charming eyes of the dragon are all alike with the dragon's evil. If he is not so shameless, she can't find the dragon's evil. Is it really that simple? Yunwu has some doubts about the words of the 5th young master. It's that simple, but... 5 child voice deliberately treacherous meal. Kill him, your beloved man will die, unfortunately pity. 1 yen, pinching the dragon Qingxia neck fingers and loose a few points, has almost opened his neck. Mu Gu is an old pervert who is frustrated in love. That old guy likes to watch people in love fight each other. He died and imprisoned me here. The reason is to let me watch every process of love and killing for him. Is this old guy perverted enough? It's not safe to die. Yes, you are not a good thing either. Cloud Dance cold reprimand. See this scene, his inner excitement is not worse than the old pervert? Otherwise, how could the old pervert choose him? 5 child is not talking, quietly waiting for the result. Is to kill him or be killed, more and more looking forward to. Little things, go with my husband and live a life that belongs to our carefree life. Hallucination is like as 2 peas, the right hand of the right hand extends to her again. And the bones are clearly the same as the dragon. Looking at the familiar and warm palm, she saw a little struggle under her eyes. Her fingers hanging on the side of the purple robe moved slightly. Killing the illusion is equal to killing the dragon, and not killing is equal to killing herself. To be exact, if she doesn't kill him, she will also be killed by him and by the dragon. This result is she as he cannot bear. The slender fingers are slightly clenched, there must be a way out. She dances in the clouds and never takes the road given to her by others. The road she wants to take is her own development. Would you like to go with my husband? Illusion Dragon Qing evil figure is not as clear as just now, some hazy, looks like it is about to disappear. She understood that either he would take her with him or she would kill him and disappear. As long as she says no, he will. Well, let's see who is better in her strength and his strength. If today she entangles him to disappear, safely through a section, then from now on she is up, he is down, no matter walking, standing, lying, must be so. The black flame big knife suddenly appeared. The purple pupil eyes of the waves seemed to be dripping out, and the faint smile of the indifferent lips coagulated on a layer of frost. Long Qingxia. This is the first battle to determine the family status. Dragon Qingxia looks at the cloud dance with a smile. The figure is illusory, and the épée sweeps out. The fierceness of dagger and épée are just like the two people who hold each other, but they are very similar. Yunwu raised the black flame sword, whistling to the opposite phantom. The opposite épée to resist. A fire ZZ power spark splashed out, suddenly broke through the coffin. The dark space was bright. Those who watch the crowd outside are not afraid of big things. Oh, it's a real fight. Inside the coffin, a blow down, black flame dagger humming. Yunwu's finger bones were so painful that he almost lost consciousness. He held the black flame sword hard and didn't throw it away. And Dragon Qingxia is still languidly playing with épée. Thin lips open, smile so tender, but let Cloud Dance feel so strange. Cloud Dance gathers eyes to ponder. He is evil body, own strength originally cannot estimate. Meet strong then strong confronts with him. She really does not have the complete victory assurance. If we go on like this, we can only lose both sides. Let's find some excuse to delay. Suddenly, there was a ray of light in her drooping eyes. She raised her eyes and looked at Dragon Qingxia, showing a gentle smile. I promise to go with you. Dragon Poor Evil evokes the evil spirit's smile. Choyanwu reaches out his palm, and a trace of ruthless indifference passes through his golden eyes, which makes Yunwu more unfamiliar to him. Purple pupil eyes looking at Dragon Qingxia, strange luster, like the emergence of a layer of gauze. She looked at him, eyes indifferent and soft. Go back on your own, and wait for me to find you. The cold voice, like a spring, stirs people's hearts, as if it has magic, which makes people listen to it wholeheartedly. It's mind control? Five-child murmur of voice reverberate in the space. She actually know how to use imperial mind skill, interesting. Dragon Qingxia looks at Yunwu in a dazed way. His face is a little confused in his golden eyes. His stiff jaw is about to turn around and leave. Suddenly his figure stagnates and his long sleeves wave, and he flies Yunwu directly to the coffin wall. Cough! Yunwu props up, wipes off the blood spilled from the corner of his mouth, and presents a cold smile. It seems that mind control is still effective in dealing with hallucinations. Unfortunately, mind control has been staying at the 8th level without breakthrough. If it can reach the 9th level, it will be okay. Looking at the danger coming from the opposite side of the Dragon Qingxia. Cloud Dance stood up. Eyes swept a trace of worry. What to deal with the powerful fantasy? Fifth young master, is there any other way to solve it? She was holding a big knife in her hand, waiting for the five-child's answer, waiting to fight with her life at any time. Five-child sneer. Said no is no, say also is no. Is it? The cloud dances, the cool lips lift up a touch of condensation radiant. When the 5 elements of Dragon Qingxia attack and Dai épée is wielded, the épée is smashed in the air, and the radiant of power is straight down. The magic power is entangled in it, and the virtual shadow of power falls one layer after another. Bang! Poof! The remains of the coffin are flying, the knife light is flashing, and the fire light is just like a meteor splashing out from the coffin, gathering in the dark space. In an instant, the dark space is as bright as day. There was also a purple figure following the residual strength. The purple figure was horizontal in the afterwave of strength, and there was no movement. The zhengzheng robe was stained with scarlet blood, and the cold face was so white that it was impossible to look directly at it. Actually broke the tomb bug. Five-child looking at the coffin of remnant body horizontal fly, has been arrogant uninhibited face to cover up the surprise. If it wasn't for the man's strike, she should be back now, right? No, it's not. If the other party is not that man, no matter how fierce and quick she is, she will retreat and be seriously injured, just because the other party is him. What a terrible woman. The purple figure is whirled around by the residual force, and the speed is extremely fast. The black flame dagger wants to intercept it. Without the cloud dance, it can't play a big role. She is about to hit the stone wall, and her head is broken and bleeding. Just 1 second before the collision, the purple figure wrapped a white belt around her waist, suddenly tightened, and pulled her back to safety at the critical moment of life and death. Little thing, I'll leave the rest to my husband. The voice of evil spirit is so familiar, the broad chest is still that feeling. Suddenly she felt a cool lip, something soft kiss her, like his lips, with a thin cool. If I kiss you for my husband, you will sleep obediently. Coma unconscious cool lips, not easy to detect the slight curvature, this feeling, really is him. She completely fell into a coma, with a reassuring smile, that shameless feeling is familiar to her. He came, she was safe, they were safe. It's a heartbreaking scene. 5 child looking at dragon poor evil, envy hate can't say is which kind of mood. It's a pity that this black and white, is thanks to you. Long Qingxia put Yunwu in the border, gave it to the rest of the guards, and walked forward to the 5th child alone. You've been watching? Deep eyes can't see the bottom. Dangerous breath is spreading around. The 5th child nodded. I can be regarded as a witness of her true feelings for you. It's superfluous to live if you don't help yourself. With a wave of the dragon's long sleeve, the wind element was carried out in an all-round way in an instant, and a large area of wind swept towards the 5th child. 5 child figure like shuttle, easily escaped the pursuit of wind element, but in a second of relaxation, look changed. Bang! On the stone wall that should have been planted by the cloud dance, the figure of the 5th young master flew in, but a big hole popped up, and all the debris was scattered. 5 child painfully twisted his face and breathed the breath in his body. Unexpectedly, the wind element was closely followed by the boundary space. If he didn't mean to be blocked by the boundary, it would only take him a second to escape. When I think about it, he has some doubts. Is it careless or belittled? This time it's not helping you. Long Qingxia twisted the dust on the white robe. He looked calm. He said, the next blow is because you don't repair it. What are you talking about? 5 child pick eyebrow, even if he'll repair, how does he know? My woman wants to repair you. I'll do it for you. Dragon Qingxia saw cloud dance one eye. Gold Mao is full of tenderness, change that huge fast. She looked at the 5 child's eyes he noticed, although only slightly, but that glance, mixed with her wish to kill him. Well, you'd better see what's going on with your women first. 5 child looking at some pain ring eyebrow cloud dance cold hum. The vision can't help but fall into her hand of wind heart body. Have that thing. He can leave this ghost place. Nangongyi steps to Yunwu, squats down to see what's wrong with her, but is stopped by Long Qingxi. She's breaking through. Don't disturb her. Nangongyi's indifferent eyes glanced at him. He was looking at Yunwu. At last he stood up and turned to look at Wu Gongzi. The posture of protection had been set. Shengguan several people also tacit understanding stood in the past. Long Qingxia looks at Cloud Dance's painful expression, and his sword eyebrows are slightly wrinkled, but he secretly shakes his head. This little thing, always break through at the critical time, so it seems how difficult it is for her to break through? Looking at her painful look, coupled with the serious injury he had just suffered, the undercurrent that had been hidden in his eyes was surging. Now breaking through it was like sprinkling a handful of salt on the wound. When the 5th young master saw the cloud dance when the pain broke through, he looked surprised. She is it Emperor Wu who wants to break through? How is that possible? She is a teenager girl, and her breath is not enough to break through. How can she? But what I saw in front of my eyes was the fact that the purple streamer around her was constantly flowing in her body, which emptied her power and constantly polished her power, but it was the strongest. Purple streamer curls around. The oncoming light does not have a trace of fierce, but every touch is a strange sound, gravel messy, robe scratch crack. That's the power of her power after the purple streamer. At that moment, Mr. 5 knew that he had lost. The woman would never agree to the conditions he wanted. His threat control had no influence on her. Kung. There was a strong crack in the sky, and several people felt a strong impulse above. Long Qingxia's golden eyes narrowed slightly, and his figure suddenly tilted, which instantly took Cloud Dance away from the original place. Bang wow! The Earth's surface was blasted by the powerful impact force, and in the whole dark space, a silver light from the void came in the air, splitting to the space ground. After the dust and stone flying, there was a crack space as big as a cliff crack in the sky, and a gravel crack on the ground appeared in front of several people, several meters deep. And just because of this strike, the vast light of silver snow shines through the crack space, and instantly brightens the whole space. In a flash, several residual shadows disappeared in the air. Are the ghosts of the battlefield graveyard coming? Long Qingxia narrowed his evil eyes and showed a bloodthirsty smile toward the direction of the ghost. He glanced at the cloud dancing and undefended side face lying quietly in the border, and his sword eyebrows wrinkled slightly. Do you think you can run away? Hand over the heart of wind, and leave you a corpse. As soon as the voice fell, a black wind swept over the sky, and the dust rose all over the sky. The air pressure around it suddenly decreased, and the breath suddenly became gloomy and dark. The ghost had already fallen in front of us. And the woman? The ghost floats in the air, and the voice of evil is hoarse. Just now, desperate to catch up, I lost some vitality. Fortunately, breaking this space is abnormal. Breaking this space doesn't need to be too difficult to lose more vitality. But as long as you have the heart of wind, it's nothing. It was there. The left-wing general looked at the clouds dancing in the border not far away and snorted arrogantly. It's just a small border. Soon after that, a few threads burst out of his body, and those shadows, which had been condensed into a solid shape, suddenly shot in the direction of Cloud Dance. Once the dragon Qingxia Pei is lifted, the three elements of power have been combined. When the forces meet in the air, they suddenly explode, and the light is as bright as day. The left-wing general smiles again, and more silk threads fly in the direction of Cloud Dance. Long Qingxia is not willing to be outdone, so he holds up his heavy sword and resists hard in front of the border. Long Qingxia has a vague premonition in his heart. It seems that he is determined to get the heart of the wind, but now it doesn't seem so urgent. As long as Yunwu breaks through Emperor Wu, it will be more difficult for them to get the heart of the wind. Know that you're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.